Hello everybody, it's Lapis. Lapis the Jewel Slime, and welcome back. Well, actually, not welcome back. Welcome to a new playthrough on this channel. I have been playing a lot. Hang on, let me delete that. I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon recently, and I think recently, with all my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon playthroughs, I've kind of run out of things to say. Hello! Hi, YouTube. But yes, I think recently I've run out of things to say, so I decided to, why not spicing things up and play a different game on this channel? And then I went through my games that I love, and then I decided, you know what? More people need to know about our Adventurer Guild, because it is a fun game, and I love this. It's one of my favorite hidden gem indie games. If you've never heard of our Adventurer Guild, because it is so niche and obscure, and I hate how niche and obscure it is. It is a tactics RPG. It is a, tactics RPG game where you manage a guild of adventurers, similar to how, XCOM, you're managing your, the XCOM team to fight off an alien invasion. But rather, you're managing a guild of adventurers to just do quests and stuff. It takes heavy inspiration from, again, XCOM, but also Fire Emblem and Dungeons & Dragons. With, all of your individual adventurers feeling like Dungeons & Dragons characters. The overall progression structure is kind of like XCOM, and just, it feels like Fire Emblem as you're playing it. So, it is one of my favorite games. Just every part of it is oozing with charm. Today we're going to be playing on the hardest difficulty. Well, there's always custom, but we're going to be playing on very hard, Ironman, meaning we only have a single save file and there is no manual saving, meaning if we miss a 95% shot to hit something, we miss the 95% shot to hit something, and if somebody dies, someone dies, because there is permadeath, unless you go into, custom and disable permadeath. But we're not doing that today. Permadeath. People will die! Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Can't wait to see it. Let's do this. Alright, save file. I'm just gonna name this, stream file. And let's get on with this. Oh, I remember, I think I found out about this due to, Steam's, Discovery Queue or something. And, yeah, that is, the main reason. I thought it was oh, this looks weird, but, I might as well give it a try. I'm kind of bored right now. One of the best decisions I have ever made. But anyway. Dear friend, it has been a long time, hasn't it? I always thought about writing to you, but I never found the courage to do so. How ironic that my very first letter to you would also be my last. Because by the time you receive this letter, I will already be dead. Friend, I have a favor I want to ask of you. It concerns the Adventurer Guild. It has been difficult these last couple of years. It shames me to admit that we have been struggling, and I'm afraid of what will become of the guild now that I am gone. I fear that without the right leadership, it will cease to exist. That's why I want you to become the new guild master. I know it might be selfish of me to ask this of you, but I ask you as a friend, as someone who considered you family. Please don't let our dream die. Former guild master of the Adventurer Guild, and your old friend, Fran. But yeah, this entire game was made by, a single developer, called, I think, Green Guy? I think that's his name? But yeah, it shows this is just, one man's passion, also. Because, it's very, very coherent, and I love it. It's probably my favorite tactics RPG that I've played. It shouldn't be much further from here. If we follow the road, we should be arriving at the guild in no time. Good to hear. This journey has been exhausting. You got us lost several times, and we had to pretty much run from every encounter we came across. Honestly, I'm surprised that we even survived this far. Yes, sorry about that, Guildmaster. We haven't been adventurers for long. Guildmaster. It's still weird hearing that. I guess we didn't really show our best side so far, didn't we? No. No, you didn't. Jeez, we really didn't start off on the right foot with our future boss, did we? Time to butter up. I know we haven't been that great so far, but we're still young and learning. I'm sure we'll improve in no time under your leadership. Especially when you're such a handsome... a pretty good-looking person. Thank you, I guess? What was that stutter just now? I just noticed I can't tell if our guildmaster is a man or woman. What are you talking about? Of course it's a... See? You can't tell either, right? I have an idea. Guildmaster, I noticed we never called you by your name. I kind of feel bad about it. It makes everything so formal. Technically, I'm your boss, so that seemed just right. Yes, of course, but it just doesn't seem right if we don't at least know your name. So, could you tell us? What is our name? I hate the 12-character limit because it means I can't put in Jewel Slime. Lapis Jewel Slime, but we'll just go with Lapis. I guess there's no harm in that. It's Lapis. Lapis. I see. Of course. Of course. You still can't tell, can you? No. You think it'd be awkward to ask now? What do you think? For now, let's just keep rolling with it and avoid the use of pronouns. If you're done whispering, I have a suggestion to make. As you said, you're still capable of learning, but I do want to reach the guild in one piece. So here's my suggestion. For the remainder of the journey, let me take charge. I used to be an adventurer for more than half my lifetime, and I'm sure that I can bring the best out of you. I don't think any of us would have any issues with that. Good, then follow me. So what were their names again? Pretty sure they told me. Also pretty sure they told me their life stories and traits, which is kind of weird to tell a stranger. Maybe I'll find that info on their character pages. Basics. To move on the quest map, press the movement keys, standard WASD, or click on an adjacent tile. Whenever you move, the enemies will also start moving. If you get too close to an enemy, they will start chasing you. If they catch you, you will have to fight them. You can try to outrun them if you do not wish for a confrontation. There will also be several interactable objects on the quest map, highlighted with a sparkle effect. To interact with them, get next to them and press the interact button. Or click on the tile it's standing on. Alright. Yeah, no retreat. This is the tutorial. Alright, we got our 3 starting units, and I don't like any of these. We got Chase. Chase was a man who was unfortunately born to a family that had nothing for him to inherit. Hoping to gain at least anything out of life, he decided to become an adventurer. While he does have quite the impressive physique for an adventurer, it seems like Chase has never held a weapon before. Healthy body, giving him more defense. He is a defender class, so his entire gimmick is meant to be tanking. Which is great that he has healthy body. Terrible that he is scarred, which is minus 10% hit points. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't want him to have too many hit points anyway. We have Jasper, who is our mage that is scared of fire, meaning they lose back BP whenever they use fire damage. At least they're kind and bright. And ooh, wait, with a wisdom talent. Wait, this guy is a much better priest than he is a mage. This guy actually isn't that bad of a priest. Lived in a simple village, a background that would have usually humble people, but at a young age, Jasper found out that he was capable of using magic. Ever since then, Jasper had always dreamed that he was destined for greatness, and in his mind, the fastest way for that was to make a name for himself as an adventurer. And the last one, Ornella, used to be a simple thief who lived an unremarkable life of petty crimes. It was a life that Ornella would eventually get sick of. After seeing some adventurers lavishly spend their earnings from their last quest in a tavern, she thought to herself, why not her? Seems easy enough. A conclusion that probably has killed a lot of young adventurers by now. Dubious upbringing. Dubious upbringing, bright and healthy body are always guaranteed on your first 3. Hot-blooded. Not bad. Frail is not great for a rogue, but you know what? If all goes according to plan, she won't be getting hit anyway. Everyone will be too dead to hit her. Hot-blooded isn't terrible. Oh, and a strength talent, actually. Alright. Now, I know you can't even bother, you can't even skip this encounter. You just gotta take it. You can't run around them. They chase you. Oh no, bandits! No need to panic, bandits really shouldn't scare you. They're like introductory enemies for adventurers. Why don't you come here and say that to my axe? Oh, they look pissed now. Guildmaster! No worries, I still think you can take them on. Let them come to you and try to use the environment to your advantage. Battle. Battles in our adventurer guild are turn-based. Every round, characters will get Get a turn to act, yada yada yada, long tutorial, I already know how to play the game. Alright. First off, I'm toggling battle speed up to full. Okay. I'll delay Ornella's turn by hitting this button, delay. And I'll let them move to me. I don't like that crossbowman. Oh well. Can I get that crossbowman in any way? Oh, you know, I just realized I moved my defender in front of where my rogue was supposed to go, so whoopsies. I can't use fire, so I'm gonna use earth. Alright. This is still the tutorial, so I think we should be fine. Oh, I don't have Beyond Limit, damn it. I don't have that unlocked yet. I'm gonna go up here, because this is high ground, so I get 1 extra range on my attacks. Ah, shot my mage. Fuck you. Just take care of that. And goodbye. Hell yeah, first encounter. Alright, I probably should have not just sped through that encounter. Like I knew exactly what I'm doing, even though I do. Alright, attribute checks. We can just use a shovel. This place is full of resources we can collect. Collecting resources is an important part of adventuring. We can use them to make our own potions and equipment. So try to always collect all the resources if possible. Sometimes you might not have enough space in your inventories, so try to prioritize what to bring back with you. We can collect resources here on the map, which we can use for weapons and armor on these. Wood is used for bows and stabs. And then plants are used for potion brewing. And then, obviously, with this boar... I always find that hilarious. You cannot skip this encounter. Damn it, now we're getting attacked by wild monsters. Beware of that dire wolf. It's a quick fellow, and I reckon that at your level, you'll have a hard time hitting it. Do you have any tips? I do. Believe in yourself. Any other tips? I'm being serious. I've seen you fight. You're all stronger than you think you are. Really? Yes. I've hardly seen anyone as talented as you lot. Now go out there. I'm sure you'll be able to defeat those monsters. Yes, Guildmaster. We will not disappoint you. They really bought that. This whole Guildmaster thing is going to be so much easier than I thought. Bravery in battle. This is one of my favorite systems in this game here. But basically, at the bottom here, we have the bravery point. We have our amount of bravery points. What bravery points do is, it is a refilling current, just resource that we have, and we can spend them on any of these 5 skills down here, or certain character-specific skills that we unlock later. But, with bravery, we can use it, currently we can use 10 bravery points for heroic hit, which increases the accuracy of our next skill by 30%, and we can stack this multiple times, and the hit chance can reach 100%, overriding any effects that might otherwise limit the maximum hit chance. This means that so long as you play somewhat smartly, you never have to worry about missing 95% chances. Thankfully, though, I don't need it for these guys. Oh, dang it, I should have heroic hit. And it goes first in initiative. God. Alright, get out of here. But basically, you do have you get bravery points every time you are successfully able to defeat an enemy, land a critical hit, or other things, and you lose bravery points if an adventurer takes damage while they're at half health. Whenever they get critically hit, or whenever a adventurer on the field dies, everyone will lose bravery points. Unless they hate each other, in which case they will gain bravery. Or at least they just won't lose bravery. If you're at low bravery, what happens is you start to get debuffs. And if you have high bravery, you can get passive buffs. But if you run out of bravery, you get the Shaken status, which gives every adventurer a small chance to not be able to do anything on their turn, and it is a very bad thing, so you never want to hit 0 bravery. Good work, everyone. At this point, you're all probably exhausted. We should camp now and get some rest. It's important to always know when to take a break and recover. Wait, do I have supplies on me? Oh, I do have supplies. Huh. Yeah, and those wild monsters we get, just fought, are the ones to give us the last, type of resource in our arsenal, which is, hides, which we can use for light armor and robes. Here when camping, we have 6 points. I'm gonna recover the SP on you. Heal you, and I think I'm gonna use Encourage to give Ornella some more bravery points. I'm exhausted. My legs feel like they're going to fall off. Maybe you should consider taking up yoga. Ha! You think yoga is going to help me carry this heavy backpack? Well, it might help with complaining. Damn, there are even more bandits ahead, and they're blocking the road. Does that mean we have to fight our way through? Not necessarily. Not everything has to end in a fight. We might have other options depending on the situation. Let's see what we can do. Alright, and this, if anything has a star above it, that means it's an event. These, I think actually, I have, before the stream started, I did go into the game's config and increase the amount of events that happen in each mission by 1, so we're gonna see a lot of these. Normally, on early game quests, you would only see 1 per mission. We're gonna be seeing 2, so we've doubled the amount of events we're gonna be seeing. But anyway, ahead of the adventurers were a group of bandits blocking the road. It seemed like they were waiting for their next group of victims. The adventurers could see the bandits slightly outnumbered them. A fight was therefore not in their best interests. The party remembered what their guildmaster said to them, and started to think about alternate ways to get past them. This is the D&D portion of the game. We will be told some kind of scenario through here, given a nice portrait of it here, and we can have multiple options. What is our highest strength? 6 on Ornella. Highest dexterity is 7 on Ornella. And intelligence is the last one. 8. Okay, so intelligence is our best bet. We have 4 different options that we can choose. And depending on which one we choose, we're gonna have to make a check depending on the attributes of one of our adventurers. Which is, of course, decided by a D20 roll. Jasper put forth the idea that they could masquerade as bandits and attempt to negotiate their way through. Since adventurers were often mistaken for bandits, there was a chance they could pull it off. After all, bandits wouldn't just rob other bandits, would they? The guildmaster shared their reservations, but the rest of the party seemed willing to give the plan a try. This is a brilliant plan. This is truly a showcase of Jasper's high intelligence. Together, they brazenly walked towards the bandits, their movements purposefully rough and sketchy. At first, the bandits seemed wary of the approaching group, but Jasper quickly diffused the tension by claiming they too were bandits. Jasper played the role of a seasoned bandit rather convincingly, and started to rant about the difficulties of their chosen lifestyle. To the guildmaster's surprise, the bandits readily agreed and shared their own complaints. Jasper lightened the mood with a clever quip, and they all erupted into laughter. At one point during their conversation, emotions began to run high, and everyone started crying for some inexplicable reason. One of the bandits spoke about his ailing grandmother, while another listed off the names of his 12 starving children. Jasper, in turn, began to recount a sorrowful tale about his disapproving parents, leaving the guildmaster uncertain as to whether anything he said was actually true. The bandits and adventurers bid each other farewell and were allowed to pass. As they parted ways, Jasper reassured the bandits that they were all capable of overcoming any obstacle in life, which moved the bandits to tears. Observing the emotional scene, the guildmaster remained silent, wondering if they had possibly hallucinated the encounter due to a head injury. And Jasper permanently gains 3 extra SP. I'm just gonna use the key. I meant the lockpicket, but oh well. What a brilliant, brilliant first mission. Hell yeah. Finally, the group reached their destination. In front of them stood a giant fortress, an old abandoned Empyrean fortress that had been claimed by the Adventurer Guild several years ago. It now acts as a base of operations for the Adventurer Guild. In front of the fortress stands an old, familiar face. Oh, one of my favorite characters in this game. Oh, I don't know what I would put them at. Definitely not number one. Number one is McCann. But this character is a solid high tier. Definitely the funniest character in the game. This game does front load a lot on its comedy. Like, it gets to all the serious stuff after all the comedy stuff. Oh, great, it's her. This is Fiola, my friend's wife. She and I have an agreement. I can't stand her, she can't stand me. So, you really came back, Lapis? Fiola, I see you're still here. I was sure by now that you'd be already back in your swamp hut and brewing some children in an iron cauldron. Charming as ever, I see. I guess the only thing that grew older is your exterior. Still can't believe you will become the new guildmaster. What was my husband thinking? It's like a nightmare. You can help me get rid of mine by going back to the underworld you call home. And just leave the guild, which my husband has spent his life to raise, to somebody who I'm sure has done nothing worthwhile in the last 10 years. I think not. You wanna go? Try me! Whoa there, you two. We're here to greet the new guildmaster, not start a fight. And who are you? Hello, guildmaster. I'm Falcon, one of the instructors of the Adventurer Guild. I was asked by Fiola here to accompany her in this meeting, saying that it would be troublesome if the two of you were alone. But I didn't quite expect this. Lapis and I share a history. Lapis was a friend of my late husband, and the two of us never saw eye to eye. I was too afraid that your gaze would turn me into stone. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Besides, of course, the ugly statue that would spoil the landscape. Geez, no need to underline your relationship before me. Don't we actually have more important matters to discuss? For example, welcoming the new guildmaster of the Adventurer Guild. Congratulations. Although I have to admit that this won't be an easy position to be in. Friend's letter slightly hinted at it. How bad is it? I don't know how much you have heard, but the Adventurer Guild has been going downhill for some time now. We lost most of our reputation and contacts, all of our seasoned adventurers have left us, and there's not much gold left to keep the guild going. Honestly, it's a mess. That does sound bad. That's why you're here. The former guildmaster was certain that you can bring the Adventurer Guild back onto its feet. Where do we start? My suggestion would be to start recruiting new adventurers. You can usually find them in the tavern. How about we pay it a visit right now? Alright, time for the tutorial. Well, the management tutorial. But yes, due to the damage we just took in that last mission, by the way, all of our adventurers are injured for a few days, meaning they'll have less max HP, and they're all actually fairly injured. They're not lightly injured or anything. This, kind of like XCOM, with the injury system. I think there's a way you can, like, mitigate that. Yeah, I think in custom, if you're on custom, then I think you can disable injuries if you want. Can I have another one? You already had enough, you lightweight. Who are you calling a lightweight? I ain't drunk yet. Sure. Oh, hi, Fiola, and hi, Falcon. Is this... Hello, Tavi. That's right. This is unfortunately the new guildmaster. Unfortunately? Don't mind them. Just introduce yourself. Hello, Guildmaster, I'm Tavi, and this tavern belongs to me. This is where all the adventurers go when they need to relax. If you think someone had a hard day, just send them to me, and I'll make them drink until they're too intoxicated to even remember why they were sad in the first place. I would have phrased it differently, but yes, sometimes the former Guildmaster would buy drinks for adventurers to raise morale. It is actually quite efficient. My advice is to keep that tradition and occasionally buy a drink or two for the adventurers. Anything else you should keep in mind here? As I already said before, usually new adventurers who would like to join the guild will also arrive here. In the past, we would get adventurers from all over the world wanting to join us, many who have already made a name for themselves. Nowadays, however, the only people who come here are people who are just too inexperienced and too weak to make it on their own. Hey, I heard that! So what? If you have a problem with that, then prove him wrong. That's what I thought. Anyway, we should start looking for adventurers here. At least enough to field a full party on 4 on a quest. Okay, got it. Hey, how about me? As I said, lightweight. Okay, ooh, Whitlock here. That's a good adventurer. He's popular, optimistic, and he's a fast learner with a trait, strength, talent in strength, meaning he has more strength growth. I'm taking Whitlock. Arya, frail, but you're quick and impatient. Consider it. Intimidating, humble, dumb. Wouldn't be bad. You got a base 3. Okay, I was thinking of maybe just taking him and changing his class to a defender, but no. Impatient, loves pain, short-sighted. Pessimist. I don't want pessimist. They always have a permanent mood debuff. Isn't bad, but it's just kind of annoying to work around. Pretty, but they're sickly. Ooh, Clothed here. Talent and wisdom. They're kind, a bit of a glutton, but also organized. They could be a good healer. Oh, wait, hang on. This is... Optimus, strong, loves pain, eagle-eyed. Loves pain. Priscilla wants people to hit her harder. Character recovers BP whenever they get hit in battle, but they suffer 10% more damage. That is actually a really good trait. Because it actually has a hidden trait that that will become important later. So now they have a talent in Dex and eagle-eyed. They're strong. I think I'm gonna make them a rogue. Nimble, healthy body, sadist, selfish. Loves nothing more than to inflict pain onto others. Character will always gain 2 BP on damaging an enemy. Amount is not influenced by bravery. Has a chance to lose BP if they haven't damaged anyone around. Not bad, actually. Could be a good monk when I unlock that class. Unfortunately, I don't have that unlocked right from the beginning, but they're tanky, they're nimble, they like hitting things. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take them. How many adventures do I have? I have 6. I'm gonna go accept one more after this. Good, you found a group that is willing to work with you. Congratulations. It's much easier than having to deal with you. So what's next? Now that we have the adventurers, we should be able to do quests again. But before we send the adventurers on their first quest for the guild, we should make some preparations. Usually the guild provides the adventurers with items for their adventures. A few potions, bandages, antidotes, and etc. Unfortunately, the guild currently has nothing in their inventory. And where do we get more? We still have a merchant here who's willing to sell us his supplies, but he's a bit... Well, it doesn't matter, you'll see for yourself. I don't like how that sounds. Well, I guess it's time for you to meet Mechan. The best character in this entire game, by the way. I'm gonna take Clothed here. Alright, these are the 7 adventurers we start with. Any that I want to keep as their current class. Tempting to make this guy into a warrior, because of the strength talent. Just not using that as a priest. What's his attribute growth? I'm gonna keep him as a priest for now. Priscilla, I don't want you to keep being an archer, but I'll change it before you get a level up. Because I don't like archers because they have the worst goddamn stat growth imaginable. Archers just do not grow in stats here. But every time you level up, depending on your attribute growth, you'll have a % chance to gain a point in that stat. Two points in Dex, if I'm lucky. And depending on the attributes, they all do different things. Strength increases physical attack by 1 for every point above 5 attack. Dexterity increases accuracy And for every 2 above 5, it's dodge, and for every 4 points above 5, it's initiative. Intelligence is the same as strength, but for magic damage instead of physical damage. Endurance increases your hit point total by 2 for every point above 5, which means it's actually, I think, -4. Yeah. 3 endurance is the lowest possible amount an adventurer could have at base. Without, like, any, like, negative endurance things. I think the lowest... I have seen an adventurer have, like, negative willpower. Wisdom, for every point above 5, you get, SP and mind resistance, which makes you resistant to things like stuns that wild boar was hitting us earlier. Endurance also gives you poison resistance, I think. Yeah, poison resistance. And then willpower increases your bravery by 1, and for every 3 points above 5, it increases your crit chance. Bravery here is the measure for how well an adventurer can go beyond their limit. The higher the bravery, the more likely the adventurer survives an otherwise deadly strike. When an adventurer is killed, they have a chance to do just something called the death resist, where they will basically be healed by the amount of damage they took at the end to survive otherwise fatal attacks. I think there's actually... Yeah, they get a bonus to willpower if they do it 5 times, but I would not recommend trying to bait that, considering how many times I've had adventurers die in them, despite having full bravery. But also, for every 20 bravery they have, they get 1 extra BP from all sources that boost BP, like taking out an enemy. How are these two? Right, well, I don't have the training grounds yet. Alright, let's just go talk to McCann. This is our supplier. His name is McCann, a name I'm pretty sure is made up. It certainly is. I see we're already off to a great start. Care to explain? After the guild has started to lose its reputation, fewer and fewer merchants were willing to do business with us. Then suddenly a very suspicious stranger appeared. That would be me! And he offered to become our supplier now that all the other merchants have cut their contact with us. He never shows his face, never told us where he came from, or even why he wants to support the Adventurer Guild. So all the red flags. But beggars can't be choosers, and you, my dear customers, are very much beggars right now, and I'm the philanthropist who is holding you up. So you're doing this out of generosity? Oh, no. The actual reason is completely different from that. And you're not gonna tell us. Exactly. You're just as insightful as you look. I mean, even if I told you the reason, how could you possibly know I'm telling the truth? For all you know, I could be a big bad evil guy, and this is all part of an unnecessarily elaborate plan to destroy everything you love and care about. Lighten up, Guildmaster. I'm joking, of course. I miss the old Guildmaster. He actually laughed when I told him that. McCann is the best character in this entire game, for the simple fact, they never elaborate. Where is he from? I don't know. Why is he doing this? No clue. He's just here. Like, there's so many points where they just, like, show you so much about McCann, but also tell you absolutely nothing. Oh, I jest, of course, but on the contrary... Pulls out a gun. Oh... I love McCann. Because, again, they never elaborate on where he's from, but they do give him so many moments that show you so much of his character, and then make you just question, where is he from? Oh, but anyway, despite all of that, there was never any problem with the wares McCann brought to us. Quite the opposite, in fact. I guess we have no choice but to keep relying on you, then. Thank you, Guildmaster. You will not regret this. Oh, will you? Just kidding. Oh, and you also have so many interactions here. Wait, because you can click on people here. Hello, Guildmaster. How can I be of service? So, how old are you? After 2 millennia, I stopped counting. What is your real name? It's a word that cannot be pronounced in any known language. Are you human? If I were, would I be wearing all these clothes that cover up my skin? Was any of that remotely true? No. Good talking to you, Guildmaster. Anything else you'd like to say? I'm taking these. Whoo, 2 adventurer manuals. I can give these to adventurers and they get 50% more experience. Hell yeah. Now I think the game wants me to get some of these. Yeah, okay, I got the 2 bandages, 2 antidotes, 2 minor health potions, and 2 minor mana potions, but I actually got 3 because I wanted more. Now, there is still one place you need to know of, the temple. Sometimes people will get injured and need only time to heal. But time is a luxury we can't always afford. Yes, unfortunately. But the temple can help us with that. How about we also give it a visit today? The temple here can heal our adventurers so that they don't have to sit on the sidelines for like 7 days. So, we have a temple in the Adventurer Guild. Are you sure you want to step foot in here? Aren't you afraid of turning into ashes? Of course not. Unlike you, I'm not a faithless heathen. You should be more worried that the gods don't smite you because you defile this place with your presence. I would pray for your soul, if you had one. You two should be more worried whether the gods would be offended by your bickerings in this of all places. Oh, hey Nora. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Mr. Falcon. And of course, you too, Miss Fiola. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must do something. She left rather quickly. Hello, Fiola. Hello, Falcon. Hello, Eden. We were actually looking for you. Oh, is that so? Then I'm happy to be here. How can I help? We want to introduce you to the new Guildmaster. Guildmaster, this is Eden. He's in charge of the temple here and is also a training instructor for the guild. Eden, this is our new Guildmaster, Lapis. Oh, so you're Lapis. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. It's just, I had heard a lot about you. What did Fran tell you? It wasn't the former Guildmaster. It was Fiola. Why are you looking at me? Isn't it obvious that you'd consult a priest if the devil haunts your nightmares? Don't worry, Guildmaster. Of course I know Fiola was probably exaggerating. You seem to be a very touchy subject for her. I don't even want to know. You really don't. Moving on. As we told you before, sometimes adventurers will need to be sent out again before they're ready. In those cases, Eden can help us. Usually, healing magic is only capable of giving temporary relief. When adventurers use healing magic or healing potions on the field, they'll still need to recover naturally when they come back. But we priests from the church Gehenita, I've never read this out loud, Gehenita, are specialized in the art of healing and are capable of a ritual that can forcefully recover all injuries. I'm familiar with that process. It's not a great feeling. Unfortunately, it isn't. Having the body mend itself is a rather painful process, therefore it shouldn't be used too often. Otherwise, your adventurers will be less than thankful. Basically, we can heal an adventurer for 200 gold, but when we do, we get a -5 mood buff here. If an adventurer falls below 20 mood, there's a 30% chance they just up and leave the guild. So you don't want that to happen. But yes, it allows us to instantly heal. Also, the lower their mood, the less bravery points they start a quest with, meaning it's very, very likely that they get the shaken status sometimes, if you keep sending them on too many quests and overworking them. Now we should have everything ready for the adventurers to start their first official quest for the Adventurer Guild. For now, the quests we get aren't much, but hopefully when our reputation starts to get better, there will be more and better paying quests available. From here on out, the future of the Adventurer Guild is in your hands. Don't screw this up. Alright, now that's basically the end of the tutorial, kind of. I still don't have these 4 places. I unlock this and this, and technically this, at the end of the first quest. Now we need to decide on what quest we want to do. I like the potions there. I like the ore from that. But I like the extra experience. Kind of doesn't matter who we throw here. I'm thinking Whitlock and Priscilla. I want these two on the job because they're actually really competent. Ornella, you'll be fine to go on one more mission. But I think I should... You have, like, yeah, you got experience on that last quest, so I think I'm gonna send these two. Yeah, this guy's more of a priest than a defender. Clothilid. And Colton here is... Colton here is just a good monk/defender. As for the adventurer manuals, I'm going to hand them out here and here. You guys don't dodge, so I'll give that to you, because that's a dodge ring. But yeah, they're defenders, so they use shields. They have heavy armor. And I guess I'll bring my healing supplies. Alright, let's actually start the quest and do the fun thing. And the reason I like this game so much. Questing. Which quest is this? Alright, it's a collect the, whatever items. Locate key items. So, spawn into a map, which is about a 3x3 grid of these rooms here. You know, let's actually just fight. Alright. Quick encounter. You go there, which means... my defender is just out of reach of that. Getting shot. Whitlock doesn't have anything to do this turn. You guys wait until the... Oh, okay, you're not going to approach. Yeah. You're out of position there, but you... can miss a 95% shot. Rolled 100. Literally the worst possible thing. And the first shot. Good job, Priscilla. Okay, you're getting stunned. I'm hitting you with a shield bash so I don't have to deal with you this round. And you. Ah, damn, I didn't realize you were just in range. Alright. Just heal him up. Yeah, not a lot I can do with level 1 adventurers. Because much like D&D, level 1, bit weak. Oh, dang it, I can't use Beyond Limit. I keep thinking this is such a useful thing, because it allows you to turn 10... It allows you to turn 10 bravery points into 1 AP here, which various attacks use different AP, which are the yellow things. So if I could use this, I could use Shield Bash, Shield Push here, to hit this guy. Unfortunately, though, I don't have it. I'm gonna use Block here, though. I'm gonna use my movement point. Normally you have 3 AP and a movement point. I can use the green point for moving, and then I can't move anymore because I don't have a movement point. But you can also use the movement point for some kind of attack if you want. You have 3 damage. How much do you do here? You only do 2. God, what is your intelligence? You have 6 magic attack bonus? God. God, you do 2 points of damage with Magic Missile. Oh yeah, I forgot, you like pain. Alright, that's blocked. Ooh, crit! Alright, you rolled a 2 and got a crit. That's actually nice. So far, Priscilla is setting herself up to be the one that constantly gets the wildest rolls possible. Can I? Nah, I thought that would kill it. Whose turn is it next? Okay, it's your turn. But you're stunned, so you don't get a turn. Oh, I should have... Yeah, I said it out loud to myself. Like, I should have... My other defender gets to go before you. You know what? There we go. 40% shot. We take those every time. It's fine. You like pain. Yeah, one of the good hidden benefits of the Love's Pain trait that I didn't mention is that when you go to forcefully heal them at the temple, they do not suffer a mood penalty because they enjoy it. It is a day at the spa. Being put to unimaginable suffering. I'm gonna use this mana potion, because I can use an item for 2 AP. And then boom. I guess this way of AP usage is more like Pathfinder now that I think about it. But the D&D part of this is the events and also the character building. As you might have seen earlier, rogues outright have sneak attack in the... They have, like, sneak attack from D&D. In their kit. The party found what seems to be an abandoned shack. When the group entered it, they were greeted by an abundance of rare herbs, flasks, mortars, and pestle, and everything else that would be required to mix potions. It was evident that whoever lived here before was an alchemist. But considering the rundown state of the shack, the previous owner either died or abandoned the shack a long time ago. In one corner of the house, there was a chest that caught the attention of the group. It clearly looked like it held something of value, but the glowing runes on the chest clearly stated that a poor handling could have dangerous results. We're gonna lockpick it. Other good part about bravery points is you can spend 10 to re-roll. So if you get a nat 1 on the clearly trapped chest, I could just re-roll that. Unfortunately, that uses some of my bravery, and that's not good when I have other things to spend bravery on. But yes, thankfully, bravery is the remove luck, but also you gotta play well. But also put yourself in a bit more of a damning situation, because if you get shaken, oh, it's gonna go downhill quick. Because there's no way to remove being shaken. Even if you restore your bravery, you're still afflicted with shaken. The lock was picked successfully. The chest contains several potions, which are now part of the loot the party collected from the shack. An attack potion and a defense potion. I don't normally use these, but hey, that can be nice. I'm gonna fight you. Alright, we got the bunny people. The Lefos. These guys, every time they hit you, they apply poison on you. So they're fun. You're getting stunned. Good thing that my cleric, can cure poisons. When they have SP. Level 1 adventurers have no SP, I swear. You have 3 movement. I need to move Whitlock away from you in that case. Yeah, you're gonna go for the defender. And that's fine. The whole point of defenders is that these guys are gonna be taking the wounds. Alright. Nah. I should be using heroic hit. There's no point in having bravery points unless I'm gonna use them. Well, of course, not running out is a very good point. You poisoned me. Oh, yeah, no, you're fine to just stand there, actually. You get rid of that poison. Actually, I probably should have just healed. Yeah, I'm gonna move this guy to just lock down this hunter. Alright, he's losing bravery from damage. You get stunned. You heal. You're going to be heavily injured by the end of this quest, but it's fine if I heavily injure you because you aren't going to complain if I try and heal you. Okay. Yeah, you can just please not die. I'd rather not have someone die on their first quest. Alright, there we go. Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, okay, they didn't chase my hunter down, and I got him. Oh. Alright. Oh yeah, every enemy we defeat gives a bonus gold percentage, bonus experience percent. It's a multiplier. I am going to rest here. How much supplies do I have? So technically, it's more efficient to use satisfying meals instead. I have an archer in this party, which I normally don't have archers, but I can forage with you. And then I think you can just quickly say a prayer to heal and give you more SP. Yeah, I could have polished these guys' armor, which gives them 30% physical resist, which is nice. Hate sleeping on the ground, miss the bed back at home. I'll get used to it. Alright, should start moving. How many potions do I have? I have 1 mana. Oh, you can have that. You can have that. Oh well. Yeah, you're out of range. You need some healing. Oh, you're at 90% bravery, which means you get heroic, which gives you dodge, block, accuracy, and crit. And oh my god, that's actually a lot better than I thought it was. You can just delay. Ooh, you're right next to that berry bush. I can use the berry bush to heal 30% hit points. Wait, isn't this... I could swear there was a berry bush in Final Fantasy Tactics. Right? I'm not going crazy? Now you're just confident, I think. Yeah. Dodge and block. What point is that? That's 70 bravery, I think, confidence starts, which is the dodge and block, which means you're not taking as much damage. Unfortunately, just because you have dodge and block does not mean you will dodge or block. Cure that poison. And a good part of curing poison is that it makes them more resistant to poison. I don't have the SP to use block, and I don't feel like moving from this spot. I'm just gonna keep the melee guy's attention. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't want to stand in range of that guy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't in range of him, unless he moves. Alright, now you're starting to get less confident. Nope, because you got that kill. Haha! Fell below 30 bravery points, which meant you had a debuff on you. Ah, crap. Ah, that got crit. What should you do? 4 to 6. Oh, you might be dead if I don't help you. No, you're still alive and kicking. Still gonna give him a healing potion. And an antidote. Alright, he's immune to poison now. I've given him so many cures and heals that he is now just immune to poison. For a bit. Unless these guys have... Do these guys have poison empowerment? No, okay, they don't have boosted poison chances. I hate the high ground. This guy has high ground on me, meaning it's over. It's over, adventurers. He has the high ground. Thankfully, Magic Missile is like base 150 accuracy. You are not dodging Magic Missile. Wait, you're the sadist. Oh. Yeah, he doesn't feel good if he doesn't get to punch something in the face. I'm gonna delay your turn. Oh, nice. Didn't need to. Well, then finally hit the slippery little rabbit. Slippery little rabbit with a bow. And poisoned arrows. Ooh, here's the other event on the map. Right as we found the last quest item. Actually, it was shorter than most exploration quests. As the adventurers wandered through the dense forest, they stumbled upon a small clearing where a pond glowed in a gentle green hue. Intrigued, they approached the pond, noticing the shimmering water. Noticing the shimmering water seemed almost otherworldly. As adventurers, they've heard of places like these. They were said to be one of the few remaining places where the god Gehanata had shed... Gananta had shed tears for humanity. The place was believed to be imbued with great power, but only one person could take that power before it would disappear. There was great value in taking that power, but some of them also wondered if they should just leave it to be. They noticed the lush forest around them and speculated that it was most likely thanks to the blessed pond. I can choose an adventurer to take a portion of this power, or to take all of this power and it will, like, wilt the forest nearby, or I can leave the pond alone. Having an adventurer take the power means they get a very, very powerful bonus, and, like, someone like Priscilla or Whitlock having that, considering they're already such good adventurers with, like, Optimist, meaning I can send them on more quests and heal them at the temple more, and they could just be in the action a lot more than I normally could have an adventurer. So having these guys, either of these guys get that super powerful buff is really nice, or you can leave the pond alone, which gives everyone in the party a much smaller buff. I'm gonna take the smaller buff here, but... After a moment of contemplation, the adventurers decided to leave the pond alone to honor its holy nature and avoid any potential consequences of claiming its power. As they turned to leave, a gentle breeze blew through the clearing, carrying with it a faint whisper of gratitude. The adventurers felt a sense of peace and contentment, knowing they had made the right choice. Oh, right, this guy's selfish, meaning he can't possibly get the bonus from this. He actually... I didn't know they actually lose BP, and not just, like, a small amount either. That was, like, a third of his BP he lost. Because he didn't do the selfish thing. And that was claim the power for himself. That is hilarious. I did not know about that. But yeah, this game is filled with little interactions like that. Like, the one character who's... Yeah, this character, who's a sadist, actually has an interaction with adventurers who love pain. We haven't encountered it, but, like, there is an interaction that happens there. Okay. I know you can friendly fire on your own teammates, I just didn't know if you could. I'm gonna delay with you, and the other two I'm just not gonna move and end their turn instead, because if you delay, it is a 50% penalty on your next initiative roll. Because at the start of turn, initiative is rolled hidden. I don't know what the initiative rolls are, but everyone always rolls initiative. Kinda wish I had some way to... Ooh, nice. Chain attack. It's like a 5% chance, right? Yeah. See above just here, there's a 5% chance that adventurers join in and chain attack people. As you might notice by that sound effect that played when I healed Colton with Whitlock, there is also Fire Emblem style I'm forgetting the name. Something events. It's not hard events. Hard events is Stardew Valley. Support? This guy's not gonna beat me on initiative, yeah. Alright, got him. Whoo! Colton almost died. Yeah, I could technically end the quest. I just realized that I'm still in this quest. But I do also kind of want to get the bonus experience and just kind of check out the rest of the map. Alright, I think we can end the quest here. Yeah, all of these guys got achievements, which is just clear your first quest. And they all got a boatload of experience because of the bonus XP we get for quests. From encounters. Hey, Guildmaster. Congratulations on your first successful quest. This was the least of all outcomes. It would have been too much for even yourself if the first quest we accepted ended in failure. You know, I know there's special dialogue if you fail the tutorial quest. I don't know if there's special dialogue if you fail that quest. I hope I don't have to hold protocol with you after every quest we do. Alright guys, let's try to get along. On another note, we came because we wanted to show you the last two places in the guild. As you already know, most of our resources are collected by our adventurers on their quests. We use these resources to make our own equipment and potions. Unfortunately, our former alchemist has left us. So, for now, we have lost the ability to make potions. But luckily, our blacksmith is still with us. Let's give him a visit and see if we have enough resources to make use of him. Barrett, are you here? We want to introduce you to somebody. I'm here. Yikes, easy, big guy. Didn't I tell you not to sneak up on people like that? I wasn't. I stood here when you came in. Hello, Barrett. Hello, Fiola. Barrett. Barrett is the new, Barrett, this is the new guildmaster. How about you introduce yourself? The name is Barrett. I'm a blacksmith. Nice to meet you. I'm Lapis. Barrett isn't much of a talker, so you have to excuse him when he just goes silent. But he is an excellent blacksmith and has been providing our adventurers with equipment for years now. Whenever we have enough materials, consider letting Barrett craft new equipment for our adventurers. It's the most effective way of boosting an adventurer's combat capabilities. You have anything to add, Barrett? No. You're the salt of the earth, Barrett. Barrett here is... well, silent. So for how long have you been with the guild now, Barrett? Nearly 10 years. How did you end up in the guild, Barrett? Being a blacksmith in the city, friends saw my work, and asked me to come become the blacksmith here. I accepted. Short and sweet, huh? Fun little guy. And he lets us turn our various equipment into... our various materials into equipment, and I don't have enough ore. I didn't accept the one that gave us a lot of ore. Last place I want you to visit is maybe the most important one in the entire guild, and I'm not saying that just because it's my workplace. Jeez, would it hurt hurt you to try to be more sociable? The training fields. This here is my domain. This is the training ground where we veterans teach the adventurers all of our skills and knowledge. Are you the only teacher here? No, of course not. Adventuring parties need to have many different roles. I might be good with a sword, but I'm lousy with other weapons. For that, we have our other instructors. We used to have dozens of instructors with different skill sets to teach, but unfortunately most have left the guild since its decline. I hope that we might gather new instructors again after our reputation improves. But those who stayed with us are exceptionally talented people. Currently they don't seem to be here, but you should talk to them and when you see them. They're good people. I do not doubt it, Fran. Fran always had a good eye for people. Well, there is one exception. Talking about yourself? Seriously, guys, didn't you say you haven't seen each other for 10 years? How could anyone still hold so much hostility after that long of a time? It's easy if it's her. At least I'll know who's responsible if either of you end up dead. The training grounds. This is where we can level up adventurers and teach them skill points. If we took at that, Tears of Gehenna... Gehenna? I don't know. If we took the tears at the spring, it would have given them a skill point to spend on their skill trees here. Like Attack of Opportunity. Or, Dirty Fighting, Shadow Step, Pocket Sand, Dodge Action, and various other useful things. One more thing, Guildmaster, we do not have to accept quests every day. Adventurers have their own limits and need to rest from time to time, both mentally and physically. Push them beyond that and they might leave the guild one way or another. I guess one way is dying. Consider just letting this day end so that our adventurers can recover a bit. The adventurers will thank you, Guildmaster. So where has the swamp hag disappeared to? If you're referring to Fiolish, then she already left. She was actually the one who told me to give you that advice in her stead. She said that she hit her mental limit with you for today. Would it bother you to deliver my remarks so that she doesn't get the last word? It would bother me greatly, Guildmaster. Very much so. Alright. Now, before we end the day, do I wanna... I might want to change these two's classes, actually. Hang on, let me question if I want to change the classes. We can also change the adventurers' classes into any other class, or to veteran classes, like the Knight, Guardian, Bishop, Ranger, Assassin, and High Mage, but that has stat requirements for them here, and none of my adventurers hit that. So let me go down the list. Chase... Yeah, you're fine as a defender, even if you're scarred. Jasper, you could make a pretty good bishop, but you're also only the only mage I have in the guild. Hot-blooded. Yeah, you're a pretty good thief because of dubious upbringing. Whitlock. I might... Oh, you have intelligence of 4. No wonder you weren't healing or doing any damage. Ugh. Wait, I didn't even change your class. You just have a base intelligence of 4 as a bishop or a priest? Ew. Yeah, I'm gonna change that. Priscilla, you can probably go ahead. God, they could be like anything I really want them to be. I think a rogue. But yeah, Priscilla here actually has like good balanced stats. Don't really have much willpower. I could also make them into a knight. Colton, I want you to be a monk later on, which means you need strength, dex, endurance, and willpower. Maybe change you out of defender for the dex. Yeah, you don't have enough dex or willpower growth to justify being a defender. Clothilid, you can be a bishop or a priest. Okay, so Whitlock, I want you to probably be a warrior. I know you have a base strength of 3, but, like, you're a fast learner and you've got a talent for this. And I could also go for, like, having a warrior here. Warriors have the fun thing of Power Strike, which does 130 to 170% of their physical ability bonus as physical damage, which is a lot, considering, like, well, the next best thing is, like, a rogue's damage, and that's, like, 75 to 100, oh, wait, no, actually, mage. A mage's Firebolt does 90 to 110% of magic as their damage. So, warriors can do a lot. Rogues here are nice, because they have Sneak Attack as a passive. Skills with the tag Concealed deal 50% bonus damage if one of the following applies. Another ally is adjacent to the target. The target is either stunned, frozen, exposed, blinded, sleeping, or staggered. Character is hidden, and the target doesn't have true sight. Sneak attacks do not trigger counters. And the best part about Rogue is their attribute growth being straight C's with 2 B's. Like, mages here have 3 B's and 3 D's. Archers have 3 B's, 3 D's, a B, an A, and a C. Priests have 3 B's, a C, and 2 D's. Yeah, and as you can see, Archer sucks. It's not actually that bad. I just like to smack talk it. Anyway, let's quickly level up Colton. You know what? I'll take 2 points to endurance. That was actually a rare chance. When leveling up, again, roll to get an extra point in each stat. You can have 1 reroll, but you cannot reuse. You can only have 1 reroll, and there's nothing in the game that gets you another reroll. You get it every level though, but you only have 1, so you can't have 2. You can't reroll it twice. You either have to take this or the next. This or get rid of it and throw it out for a different stat growth. I'm taking that because it got 2 endurance, and that's nice. Okay, let me think about this. I got a strength, I got a wisdom. I didn't want this person to be a defender. Well, I hit the reroll button and I got them. Yeah, I realized I wanted them to be a bishop. A priest. I'm gonna save these two's level up until they change class. And I'm going to go to Clothed. You're a priest. Takes 300 gold to change classes, and we're gonna skip the day. So that everyone can change their classes and heal wounds. Sadist versus kind. Colton loves to hurt things. Luckily, he has enough sense not to do anything to his fellow adventurers. Unfortunately for some ants, Colton had no problem venting his bloodlust on them by pulling their legs. Jasper, who saw this, immediately intervened, saying that what Colton was doing was barbaric. They both got into an argument, but in the end, Colton left the ants alone, much to his displeasure. Fun was interrupted. Okay, that's a mood debuff. Yeah, and of course, Clothed. They don't like each other. Oh wait, no, it wasn't you. Who else is kind? Oh, it's Jasper. Difference in opinion. Damn, yeah, we do have, relationships trees. It's... Still can't remember the... Ooh, Wandering Performers. How did I not even notice that? Nice mood buff for the next 4 days. Oh yeah. Apparently another group of travelers has encountered her. So after 2 weeks, it's still happening. I guess I have no choice but to tell Lapis about it. Tell me about what? Just when I mention you, it's like speaking of the devil. But now that you're here, you should know that there have been a few incidents close to the guild. What kind of incidents? Lately, some of the travelers who visited the tavern have been talking about seeing a strange girl in the nearby forest. The story always goes like this. They first hear a maniacal laughter in the forest, and those who are brave enough will start looking to find the source. When they find the source, it always turns out to be a girl with blue hair. When they try to approach the girl, they would always pass out for some mysterious reason. Kinda sounds like a ghost story. Oh god, please don't let it be the ghost of a little girl. That would be too depressing. Well, whatever it is, until now, all the travelers have regained their consciousness on the road and were unharmed, so it might be harmless. Still, it might be a good idea to send some adventurers to investigate it as an assignment. If you don't have any adventurers available, hire more in the tavern. Does sound like a good idea, despite it coming from you. Anyway, assignments are quests that are not quests, basically. Just kind of menial tasks that people need to do, but aren't really full-on quests. I can send adventurers out to do these assignments where they basically will have a % chance of succeeding in a few days. Small mood buff. Mood hit, but it's not as much as a full-on quest. And they'll be unavailable for the next 2 days. Also, I'm gonna level these two up. Whitlock. 2 points in strength and 1 in endurance, 1 in dex, 1 in willpower. Damn, that's actually a great level up for him. Needs all the strength he can get. And Priscilla, give me that dex. This is why I like rogues. Look at that stat growth. Oh, +1 in everything. They're just the best. Oh yeah, we also got new level ups. Hell yeah. Whitlock, oh yeah, because we changed their classes. Normally they have a skill point invested in this at base, but because their classes were changed, they refunded this skill point, so I'm just gonna spend them all in their usual stuff. Alright, Whitlock. Can't invest anything in the Greatsword tree. Inner Power, which increases SP by 20%. Not too useful for the early game, because that's like, what, 20%? That's like 5 points of SP. I guess it's 1 extra power strike, but I'd rather just use a mana potion. So, Inner Power isn't too helpful. Pathfinder increases movement by 1. Haha, funny reference. Normally adventurers have 3 movement. If they're quick, they have 4. Not too helpful. Helpful in like the first little bits of combat, and can be helpful if they have range moves. But on Whitlock here, who doesn't, not too helpful. Accuracy training, which gives them +10 to their accuracy. It's a nice little buff, but also not too important, because you can just use Heroic Hit, and I got nothing else I'm using. Well, actually, I'm level 2 now, so I can use Beyond Limit, but... But now the actual things, the Battle Tactics training taught by Falcon. Cover allows me to swap places with a adjacent team member, and applies 2 stacks of Protected on themselves, which decreases damage received by 10% for each stack, and can only be stacked up to 6 times. It has a cooldown of 2, so I can't use it every round, but it is really nice. And the other source is Taunt, which forces enemies to hit me and me alone. The user of Taunt, anyway. And the other one is Second Wind, which restores 20% hit points and 5 bravery points. It's only 1 AP, and it's a 5 SP move. It's a cooldown of 5 times and can only use it twice per encounter. Second Wind, always nice to have on hand. It's only 20% health, but 20% health is pretty decent on those melee characters. We haven't actually talked to this trainer yet, but that's Rogue. Teaching the rogues their abilities. Wow, crazy. It's almost like that's not their real name. We get Dagger training, which is Dirty Fighting. Increases our crit chance by 5, and our crit damage by 20%. That's actually pretty good. Underdog. Enemies will no longer get bonus hit chance for each of their allies surrounding this unit. Pretty nice. Disables flanking. Dodge is just the dodge action. Pretty nice. Plus 50 dodge until next turn. Basically makes everything roll at disadvantage. It's great. But now, the actual, literally the most broken, overpowered move in the entire game, Shadow Step. It teleports you to the selected tile within 3 tiles. It gives you 30% physical attack until the end of your next turn. But what's actually broken about this is hidden. Cannot be targeted, will be removed immediately if the character uses any skill. Hidden characters will not trigger counters. Here's the thing. They cannot be targeted with any skill. And the only way to get around this is for the enemy to have True Sight. The thing is, no enemy has True Sight until the end of Act 2. Because this game is in 3 acts, and the end of Act 2 is when you first start encountering enemies with True Sight, which are vampires. Meaning that if you hit someone, use your movement AP to use Shadow Step instead of moving, they cannot hit you back. Because then you're hidden for their turn, and then your next turn comes around, then you hit them, then you use Shadow Step again because it has a cooldown of 1. Meaning you can use it once every turn. Meaning you can form an infinite loop of complete invulnerability with rogues. And the only downside of it is that it costs 8 SP, and, well, I have about 3 uses before I completely run out of SP. I don't even think I can use... I can't even use any of my other skills. So I have 3 rounds where I have basically complete invulnerability and auto-trigger my sneak attack. But if you can get one of the items that restores your SP, or you could just have a bunch of mana potions and then like every 3rd round, instead of attacking, use a mana potion and then Shadow Step. Funnily enough, I have actually done like a special challenge run of this game. Because I have like 240 hours of playtime in this game. But I forgot to mention that. But like, I have beaten this entire game from start to finish with only a single rogue because of how overpowered that stupid Shadow Step is. It is stupidly funny. Also, I'm gonna just quickly give you like awesome gear. Yeah, you don't have your own equipment. Shield training is nice because it increases their stun chance and block by 10 and 15. But I want Art of War on this guy, so he can taunt. Art of Protection here? Now, okay. Improved healing is normally what I would get, because of healing effects are 20% stronger and also remove bleeding, which makes heals really good. But I just want to show you how overpowered this move is. Aegis. We'll get into that in a bit. There's a fun thing you can do with Aegis. I think we'll be fine. Anyone ready to... You're the one who loves pain. Dang it, and I sent you out on an assignment. I got one guy ready. You know, I know these guys are all lightly injured, but I think I'll just send them out into the field anyway. It's only minor injuries. Alright, let's send these guys to explore. And you are just not in a state ready for fighting. I'm gonna send you out with... I don't have any potions. Alright. I got 2 healing potions. Let's hope I don't regret the fact that I only have 2 healing potions. Alright, it's another forest mission, that's right. I don't want to fight those wild beasts. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright, how many of them are there? 4. Oh, there's 4 dire wolves. Son of a... Okay, you're gonna delay. And you're going to activate Aegis. Aegis costs 2 SP, or 2 AP, and 10 SP. And it applies 50 physical resistance for 3 turns. I can stack it. This guy now has 120 physical resistance. Which means, I actually kind of want to move this guy into somewhere that my rogue would appreciate. I think this. Yeah. Let's raise his block up as well. Wow, you didn't even hit him. But what this means is he's basically going to only take 1 damage from all of these enemies. I'm gonna heroic hit there. He took 3 points of damage from that hit. Alright, you... Nice. I hate these things. So hard to hit. You're out of SP, though, after that Aegis trick. And I also moved my rogue into a bad position. Whoopsies. I'm actually gonna move you here so you don't go for my rogue. Oh, wait. You're going for my rogue anyway. Okay. That's not where I wanted to go. You can go that way. Hello, HB fan. How you doing? Welcome into the stream. We are playing our Adventurers Guild. If you've never heard of this game, that is because it is severely underrated. I'm going to move here, and I should really stop moving my adventurers in the dumbest ways that always almost get them killed. Alright, good. You're not going for my rogue. Okay, first of all, I would do this to you, but you actually might hit my rogue if I do that. Okay. You're getting healed. I'm gonna also go after this guy. Heroic hit. Gotcha. Alright. He'll be fine. Yeah, the downside to fighting direwolves like that is I lose a lot of bravery points. Having to use heroic hit. Thankfully, you get bravery at the end of all combat encounters. This is like 4 points. Why not? I'll just use a health potion on you. 5 bandits. This is a lot of bandits. Well, I'm safe to move you up here. There's no... I'll leave you right here. Actually, I'm gonna delay you and you. Yeah, they're gonna be fighting us on the higher ground, or I could knock this guy into the lower ground, and we all pile on him. I realized I moved my priest too far forward. I didn't think they would get good initiative. Oh, let's hope my rogue does not get bad initiative. Oh, thank God. Well, let's see if we can get a death resist. Yeah, that's... You don't have physical resistance, do you? Ah, you gotta be frail. Okay, you're going into the back lines. You're hiding behind the squishy mage. Oh, speaking of squishy... Okay, thank God that did not go for my mage. Hmm... I forgot you guys have that ability. Okay, I'm gonna use... you can only use supplies on yourself. Okay. We're gonna try and run away. Don't die. Oh! Run! Please. He's got 1 HP and a dream. Oh, thank God, successfully escaped. Other direction. We almost lost chase. You know what, I'm just gonna camp here and quickly... This is what happens when you go on quests without mana potions. It's peaceful out here. It makes you forget all your troubles. Yeah. Oh my God, and there's a boar there. Okay. We're going to just run away from encounters and... There's nothing up there. Oh, hey, an event here. Who is it? The party met probably the brawniest man they've ever met in their life. A man they were sure of could snap a man in half with his bare hands. So buffed was he that the party instinctively got themselves combat ready. Seeing that, the buff man just laughed and said, "Easy there, folks. I'm not looking for trouble." The party eased up a little, but were still a little bit uncomfortable. He started to eye the adventurers and smiled. "You lot look like you know how to handle yourself in a fight. Would you consider yourself strong?" Strength isn't exactly what they do. Dang it! That one requires you have a adventurer with 8 strength in your party, I think. The brawny man looked disappointed. "If that's the case, then you're not worth my time," he said, and just walked away, leaving the adventurers behind who felt more than slightly insulted. Dang it! Oh well, we need to get stronger. Ooh. Oh, I think I forgot to hand out different adventurer manuals to different people. Damn it. Who's the best unit here? Cloth lid, but you're a high level, so have that. Talk to this guy. The adventurers stumbled upon a peculiar man. Though his attire marked him as a man of faith, there was unmistakably shady air about him. When he caught sight of the adventurers, he gave them a smile that made them uncomfortable. "Ah, hello, dear travelers. Might you be willing to aid a priest who has fallen on hard times? I've recently lost my money through no fault of my own, and I was hoping you might lend me a small sum. I assure you, I'll repay it in due time." He grinned for reasons unknown. The adventurers couldn't shake the feeling that they would never see their money again if they were to lend it to him. Decline to help, or we'll randomly lose items in our inventory until you have no items or the total value exceeds 100 gold. Well, that... Stole 200 gold item. Yeah, I think I might just leave, honestly. Quest complete, and we only almost died. Woo! Lapis, Viola, I have a specific quest I'd like you to see. Ooh, for a story mission. First actual scenario. Is that so? You could have just put it on the pile with the other quests. I was worried you might overlook it because the rewards isn't that much. It's from an old couple who can't afford much. What's the quest about? They're missing their son. Their son has recently decided to become an adventurer, one that isn't affiliated with the Adventurer Guild. They said that they lost contact with him after he accepted his first quest. That doesn't bode well. Now they're asking us to find him. They're clinging to the hope that he is still alive. I'll think about it. Thanks you. Is that some kind of curse? I know I'm always insulting that you're a witch, but that was just to insult you. Do I have to think of something else now? Shut up, I was trying to thank you. What? That's it, I'm out of here. I don't know why she's invested enough in this that she'd try to do the unthinkable. Ooh, medical supplies, hell yeah. McCann brought with him a stockpile of valuable medicine, saying that he felt a sudden urge of generosity. We're free to use the medicine without having to give anything in return. With this, our adventurers should be able to recover faster. Hell yeah. Alright, that's our first story quest we unlock. And Astrid. God damn it, how often do I have to tell you that's not how you shoot an arrow? I'm sorry, ma'am. Hold it like this, now try it again. Yes? Whoosh. Yeah, I missed the target by a mile. Are you trying to piss me off? Yikes, no ma'am. Do you like kittens? What? I said, do you like kittens? Yes, very much so. Then maybe I just get a whole bunch of them and put them everywhere but the targets. Maybe that will motivate you to hit the damn target. No! Dear God. Whoa there, I think that is enough training for today. How about we just call it a day and continue tomorrow? Yes, thank you, sir. Humph. Humph, look at how fast she can run when it's not laps around the field. Astrid, how often have I told you that it would be better if you were just a little bit nicer to the adventurers? I think I was perfectly reasonable. Really. The whole kitten thing was reasonable. Did you even hear yourself? Hey, Falcon. Oh, Guildmaster. You saw all that, huh? Pretty much. I don't think you two have met yet. Guildmaster, let me introduce you to Astrid, the archer instructor. Astrid, this is the new Guildmaster of the Adventurer Guild. Are you also here to tell me how to do my job? Normally I wouldn't, but I do think threatening to take kittens as hostages goes a bit too far. Fine, I won't take kittens as hostages. I would have never even thought that something like that was even on the table. Astrid, the archer instructor, also known as the instructor we will be using absolutely none of, because why would I ever use an archer? I jest, archers are good. They even get scoundrel training as well. They get both archer and scoundrel training. Hell yeah, Jasper actually got like some good stat growth there. Yeah, you're a rogue, so dex and willpower are the only things I really care about. Strength and endurance are a bonus. Alright, you've all got extra skills. Chase, battle tactics, art of war. Jasper? Spell penetration is nice, but only when enemies start having magical resistances, which they don't yet. I don't really need accuracy training, because you're a mage. Inner power to get more SP could be nice, but also... Again, it's like 20%. That's like 10 SP. Better to just use a mana potion. It's not even 10 SP, meaning that's not even 2 spells. It's only 1 spell extra. Oh, well, I suppose considering you're 48, it would probably get you over the threshold to get... No, it wouldn't. It would not. It would... Oh... Yeah, no, it would get them to over 55 SP. So that would be 2 extra spells more than they can normally handle, but again... The other thing I could get is support spells. Common support spells. Water Bubble inflicts wet on them, which just increases their fire resistance, but reduces their lightning and ice resistance. And some effects that has interactions with effects that I don't have access to. Magical Shield, they gain a barrier equal to 50% of magical attack, which is 6 points. Not including poison, burn, or bleeding effects. It absorbs that amount of damage. Weaker barriers will be replaced by stronger barriers. Basically like temporary hit points. And then the last one is Earth Armor, which is like what my priest can do, except it doesn't make me run out of SP immediately. And it also gives Earth, Fire, and Lightning resistance, but it has a cooldown of 4, so it's not quite what my priest can do. But Earth Armor is still useful. You take Shadow Step. Tomorrow I'll have my Alchemist in here, so let's just pass the day and go to tomorrow. The adventurers found the person disturbing the roads, and it turned out to be just a normal girl. Unsure what to do with the adventurers have brought her with them back to the guild. Maybe talking to the girl will shed some light into what she's been doing. Lapis, Viola. Well, the mood turned cold all of a sudden. I heard the adventurers have found our ghost. They did. She's over there. Are you... I'm sorry, this is all I have, I swear. Take it and leave me, and let me leave, please. She's been like this ever since we got her here. I guess this is what happens when kids have to spend too much time with you. They instinctively realize that you're actually a child-eating witch. Humph, I bet it was your ugly mug that made her scared for her life. Don't bring my pretty face into this. You know as well as I do I'm at least an 8 out of 10. Among pigs, perhaps. At least I'm not trying to hide my age behind makeups. What? Oh, don't act like that. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it. You take that back. Make me. Guys? Pig hag. Guys. What? Yikes. I just wanted to say that you're scaring the girl. Is she hiding under a table? Come out, kid. There's nothing to fear. Are you gonna sell me off now? What? Of course not. But you're adventurers, are you not? Kid, what do you think adventurers are? A different word for bandits? We really have an image problem. I don't know what you've heard about us, but we won't do anything to you. Really? Really? So, adventurers aren't bad guys? Well, if you disregard this person here amongst us, you stay out of this. Well, it's true that adventurers are a rough bunch of people, but most rumors about them are greatly exaggerated. They aren't highwaymen, so there's nothing to be afraid of. That's a relief. I really thought I was in hot water this time. I'm sorry about my behavior, but my mother used to warn me about adventurers. She would always tell me how adventurers would always keep trespassing into her house and take things that aren't theirs, or how they always respond with violence to everything. I guess those stories weren't true at all. Let's not burst the bubble. Anyway, the reason the adventurers brought you here was that someone has been causing a disturbance very close to the Adventurer Guild. I guess that was you, right? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cause a commotion, but I was scared of bandits, so whenever someone approached me, I put them to sleep with one of my potions. Potions? Now that I look at you. Are you by any chance an alchemist? That's right, Emily is the name. Potion making is my game. I'm from a family that has been producing respectable alchemists for centuries now. Or at least, that's what my parents always said. I see. Then I only have one question left. What were you doing all alone in the nearby woods? From what I heard, you've probably been roaming there for weeks now. The truth is, I'm searching for something that I believe is hidden somewhere here. And what would that be? It's a rare plant, something I've been looking for a very long time now. You've been wandering the woods for weeks just to find the plant. Don't you know how dangerous the forest is here, especially when you're going alone? I know, but I still need to search for it. Then how about you try to look for it from here? It would be safer than just wandering around the forest on your own, and if you want to look for that plant, we can have at least some adventurers escort you to keep you safe. But I don't really have that much money to pay for lodging and protection. Then why not work for us instead? Didn't you say yourself that you're an alchemist? As it happens, we need an alchemist, and we also have a building you could move into. What's this? You can be nice to somebody? As long as that somebody isn't you, I can be an angel. So how about it? If you want, you can stay with us and we help you with your search. In exchange, you work for us as an alchemist and make some potions for our adventurers. What do you say? Of course, I'll accept. Thank you very much. Alright, welcome to the guild, Emily. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Alchemist acquired! Give me mana potions! Oh, hello, Guildmaster. Hello, Emily. I was just wondering how you're fitting in. Everything is great here. This place is much bigger than the workstations I've usually worked with, and there are a lot of ingredients here. I can't wait to try it out. And best of all, I can finally sleep on a bed again. You don't exactly look like the adventurous type. Have you really been living in the last few weeks on your own in the forest? It wasn't as bad as you might think. I'm fully capable of surviving on my own in the wilderness. After all, I'm an alchemist, and there's a potion for every situation. If there was any danger, I could easily use one of my potions to get away. If I got sick, I could also use a potion to nurse myself back to health. If I was hungry or thirsty, I would just drink a potion. If I couldn't sleep because the ground was too hard, I'd just drink a potion to put myself to sleep. I even have a laughing potion when I feel down. Guess that explains the maniacal laughter people have been reporting. Thanks again, Guildmaster, for offering me a place to stay and helping me in my search. We both benefit from this arrangement. I'm curious how good your potion-making skills really are. Then how about I show you? Let's make potions. Give me mana potions. Ha. So much nicer. Anyway. Whitlock and, forgetting the name, but the other person I sent both gained a level. Priscilla, that's the name. Yeah, mostly just care about your strength and your willpower, and frankly, I passed like an 80% chance and a coin flip. Yeah, this is a pretty good level up. Biggest thing I want is more dex. I need like the next 3 levels to be 2. I need 2 level ups with just 2 things. Send people on a safe hunting trip. Should I get an extra adventure? Could send Arya out. Yeah, sure, why not? Wait, actually, I think Kellen might have been a better guy. He's a dumb mage. But even though he's dumb, does have a base of 7 intelligence, which is super good. Okay, as much as I hate having pessimists in the guild, Mia is actually pretty good, aside from that pessimism. The resolution I'm playing the game on is doing something weird with portraits. Yeah. That's not an issue with the game. I think it's just an issue with my monitor, because it has really bad resolution. It's like an awkward resolution that I don't think this game's meant to run at. Eagle-eyed, healthy body. Please go to being a rogue, if that could be. Actually, let me just quickly check. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be running at... Oh, no, it's meant to be running at 16:9. Is my monitor meant to be projecting at 16:9? Actually, wait, what the hell? Why am I running at that? Okay, I've just never encountered that issue before. Yeah, why the hell was I running in, like... weirdest goddamn resolution ever. Used to travel the world to spread his faith. On his journey, Whitlock has helped a lot of people in need and fought against monsters to protect innocent people. In one of those occasions, he met adventurers from the Adventurers Guild for the first time. They were different from the lawless brutes Whitlock was used to, and after a long conversation, it became apparent to him that the Adventuring Guild was capable of doing great good for the people. This is why Whitlock eventually traveled to the Adventurer Guild, hoping to offer his service for the greater good. Priscilla is the carefree person who is seemingly the very definition of a free spirit. No one would suspect that she is a noble youth who ran away from home. Her whole life, Priscilla felt like a bird living in a gilded cage, unable to decide how to live her life. When her family decided to marry her off in a political marriage, she decided to leave her home behind, abandoning all titles and lands she could inherit. Becoming an adventurer was the next obvious step for Priscilla, because to her, adventurers were the ones who could live freely the most. Arya. Yeah, you're fine to just keep as bishop for now. So that's 1, 2, 3 uninjured people. Should get hurt more often. I love adventurers with the loves pain trait. You know what? Alright, the missing son. Could be a little risky throwing a underleveled adventurer onto this quest, but especially considering I don't have health potions. I need bleeding stuff for this mission. But I have 2 priests, so it should be fine. I have 2 priests and 2 damages, and like... Yeah, let's do our first story assignment. Now, time does matter on this quest. Oh, I should have read the quest briefing. Wait, I think I can read it here. I forgot to give Whitlock a weapon. An old couple has made a request to find their son, an adventurer unaffiliated with the guild, who has gone missing after accepting a quest to collect herbs. I forgot to give both Whitlock and Priscilla weapons. How much are base weapons? Should be fine. See, this just makes it harder, you know? See if there's anything of value to take. Alright. Let's look for clues around this camp. The party looked around and saw if they could find anything that could identify the owner of the camp and where they might be. Much of the things they found in the tent suggested that the owner in fact, was an adventurer, or at least someone who was somewhat experienced in living outdoors. It was likely now that this was the person they were looking for. Whitlock was able to find some tracks leading away from the camp. If they followed these tracks, they might find out what happened to the missing son. You can follow the trail of footprints here. Best part about this place, there is a lot of items to find in the environment, even though you're on a time limit. The party came across a discouraging sight. They found signs of somebody getting attacked by wild monsters. Unfortunately, there was no body, so there might be a chance for the victim to still be alive. God, Whitlock getting good rolls. Whitlock was able to find faint blood trails leading away from the bloodstains. Hopefully they weren't too late. Dodging this bandit's line of sight like crazy. Okay. Oh, you move 1-to-1 with me. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I really hope this isn't gonna make me late for the thing, but... Alright. We have to fight this encounter. And this is what I'm really scared of, because these are bird bulls. They hit really hard. And this one can charge. And they can also push you, meaning they can do knockback and hit multiple people on your team. Priscilla, do that there, because that stops that guy from charging. Oh, and they have so much health. Alright, we're gonna pop an Aegis there. Yeah, you're gonna just start hitting on... and the good part about that, unfortunately, you can't move to the same tile. Here's some bandages. I only have one of those potions. I'm gonna Aegis there. That's fine. I'm gonna second wind to put that on cooldown. (16 to 24 hit points). Yeah, that'll be useful on you. How much mana do you have? 9. I have enough. I have an excess of mana potions, so I'm gonna... Beyond limit. To go invisible. Power strike. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Block that. We're gonna mana. Alright. You're actually looking kind of low on that. You're looking low on mana. Now you're bleeding. Now you're in pain. You can't do what I wanted you to do. And you're out of range to give Whitlock. A bandage, which is also what I wanted you to do. Alright. Stop resisting! Yeah, it's fine. You're just gonna get pushed around. Alright, there we go. Now this could inflict friendly fire. So I'm going to instead just power strike. And now focus on... Yeah, you got another power strike in you before I need to mana potion. This is where the fun begins. It's not just like the easy tutorial missions and me reading things out. No, it's time we actually step up the difficulty. And it's also not helped by the fact that I'm an idiot and forgot to equip weapons onto these guys. Oh no. You don't have mana for what I wanted you to do. Okay, you're gonna really be on limit this turn just to get some healing in. Alright, my damage dealers need mana. Alright, this bird bull is almost dead. You can't be on limit, so I think I'm gonna use you to mana potion up those two. Yeah, you gotta go shaken. Maybe not my best plan, but... I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, alright, Whitlock. Beyond limit, so you can second wind. I want physical resistance on you, I want mana on you. Whitlock needs as much health as he can manage. These guys are going to be bouncing them between them. Alright, Priscilla gets to keep her turn. Alright, there we go. Ah, I need this bird bull gone. Alright, he's got bleed resistance. There we go, we got 4 stacks of bleed on him. Ah. Shoot. Was kinda hoping that I would get that round before then, because, yep, there it is. Ah! Unfortunate. There's our first death. Yeah, what I was hoping for was... I didn't realize they were out of SP. Oh, and I just wasted my last mana potion on them. I was hoping that they would beat the Bird Bulls on initiative, but they didn't. Ow. Ow. Yeah, and I don't got anywhere to stop this bleeding now, so I think we might be... I think we might need to retreat. I can't kill you this turn. Damn it. Okay, he's dead too. Oh, that's 2 deaths. Okay. I keep forgetting these guys have good initiative. Oh, that's a crit. Okay, you're gonna run, and you're gonna try and run. Nope, you're dead. Oh, no, you death resist. Hell yeah, so that's... Oh, and you're quick? Oh, but it doesn't matter. Because you're also quick. Yeah, it doesn't matter, because they're gonna charge. Oh, we got away! Can we still accept that quest if we fail? Because I know that quest you can only do once. The reward for that quest was a special adventure by the name of Alon. Ah, damn it, we don't get Alon this playthrough. Ah, that's a shame. Alon was an adventurer that had 3 in every stat, but had the ability to get, like, ridiculous stat growths in absolutely everything. Like, he could have, like, a base stat growth of 50 in every stat, which when combined with Rogue made him guaranteed to get at least 1 point in every stat. And for willpower and strength, there was an additional 50 on top of that. So it was 150 in both of those stats. If you played a class which gave them like a B or an A, that would be like 175 or even 190% chance for stat growth. And he could also get base 6 in everything, which was also actually really good. Point is, Alon was like super weak character that you could make into a super strong character, but well. Yeah, I knew I probably shouldn't have accepted that. Honestly, probably still could have won even then if I had just like gotten proper equipment for them. But oh well, that's our first 2 deaths. Whitlock and Priscilla. Unfortunately, these 2 were actually, like, our best adventurers, so that sucks. But it's a new week, meaning that every week is 5 days. And this means new adventurers. Alright, so Elliot, boring, but he's clumsy. Meaning less accuracy, less dodge, but more crit. A lot of crit. Kind. Magic skills can't naturally crit unless you're, like, a high mage at a very high level. Like, high mage is here. It's this skill here, Spell Savage, which allows them to crit, but they require level 20 to be able to do that, and so it's not super nice. But being a kind priest is very helpful, considering all heal effects are increased by 10%. Rational sadist. He's rationally sadistic, you know? I don't know how you be rationally sadistic, but hey. Declan does it. Short-sighted. God, he's so bad at accuracy. And he's arrogant. So hang on, he's short-sighted, clumsy, and arrogant. Rod is certainly a character. Hang on, what's his backstory? I gotta know. As a child, Rod used to hear a voice that guided him. It would warn him of any danger. Oh yeah, no, this is a character right here. He heard voices that guided him. Didn't guide his hand, apparently. And would warn him of any danger that might have occurred, and sometimes even told him of things that were about to happen in the future. That voice also taught him how to channel divine energy to heal wounds and perform minor miracles. But at some point, Rod stopped hearing the voice. Today, he knows that voice was the voice of Gehenna, and he is now on a quest to find out why his god stopped talking to him. Yes, I should listen to the voices in your head, too. It's a brilliant idea. You'll also have minus 15 accuracy. Minus 10 dodge. I fully doubt that this guy actually got the voice of God in his head. I think he's just so arrogant that he believes God was talking to him. Oh wow, that's a lot of endurance. Hey, actual tank. Good. Sadist, resilient, death wish. Honestly, also not a bad tank. Not a bad guardian / defender. Lucky, dumb. You're a dumb mage. But you are lucky, and that gives you +5 crit. I could work with you as a rogue. Rational sadist that has a talent for endurance. Look, okay, this guy is sadistic, but he is rationally sadistic, you know? How would that even work? He has rationalized why he hates all life, and he wants them to suffer as much as possible. Also, he's boring. It just struck me that this guy is also boring. I think a defender's fine. It's not great, but like, it's fine. Curtis, you are not... You are rogue now. Alyssa... defender. Gideon, stay as defender. Mia, you can stay as a rogue. Alright, time off gives them time to recover their mental health and their actual physical health, considering they actually still heal wounds. Could send these guys off. You know what, I think I'm going to send these guys off to go heal up their wounds, but also get a plus 35 mood bonus for getting paid vacation. Gideon got the supplies. God damn it, Gideon, I was about to send you on a quest. Oh well, we're sending these 4 out. As soon as I get... Let's make some plate armor for you. Oh yeah, I had to craft an item, which I just did. You take that. I need daggers. I need 2 pairs of daggers. I don't have the money for that. What can I afford to sell? I couldn't sell these. Alright, I need to find daggers. I need some hide armor, and I need normal daggers, which means I need 5 more gold, so there you go. Iron daggers, there we go. Alright, which one do I want? You're the good rogue, you're a lucky rogue. Yeah, you're pessimistic, but you can have good daggers. Alright, now we have actual proper equipment on some of these adventurers. And not just the really cheap, bad stuff. Interesting. Not quite my opinion, but it does raise some questions. Hi. Hi. Are you one of the instructors here? Indeed I am. Magica, the mage instructor. Now that I answered your question, goodbye. Wait, don't you want to know who I am? Not particularly, no. I'm the new guildmaster around here. We have a new guildmaster? Wait, don't tell me that Fran has... Don't you know that Fran has passed away? Oh, no, that I do know of. But I've heard that the guild was not disbanding, and that was all the interest I had in the matter. But I do admit that a new guildmaster, due to the current circumstances, does make sense. I hope this doesn't affect my studies. Well, was there anything else you'd like to say, guildmaster? I guess not. Then I'll excuse myself. Good day, guildmaster. I don't even know anymore. I need money. 250 hours, can't manage basic funds. Okay, we're going to just... Yeah, accepting that one story mission so early was not my smartest plan, because it killed a lot of my good talent, and also made so... where are my other... Oh, damn it, I lost 2 of my adventurer manuals, because the guys that were holding them died, and then I ran from that encounter. Meaning I didn't get to pick them up, I had to leave their bodies back. Ah, well. I can't buy supplies, meaning there's no camping on this. Meaning we're just gonna have to run in and do something reckless and stupid, and hopefully not die. This is what I get from me. Oh, okay, I immediately encountered an enemy. I did not want to do this. Well, while I'm here. Curtis, go along the flank. Mia, go here. Melissa, move up. Does have the cost of getting hit by that, but it means I also had someone next to them for a rogue, but unfortunately my rogues did not. I think I'm gonna move you here. Put Curtis in the line of fire there, but it's all according to Kikaku. Kikaku. All according to Kikaku. You can't stun creatures. That's annoying, but it means I can kill you before you get your turn, or not. Killing that guy was actually kind of important. But it's fine, because I had 2 guys to do the turn. Now, you're gonna go back there. I'm gonna delay to get you into range, and then I'm gonna use my turn to stun you. Or I'm gonna get the 5% chance to not stun! Ah, tactics RPGs, don't we all love them? 95% chance of something happening? Cool, it's a 20% chance. Oh, right, it's the weapons you've got on you. Also, I'm assuming your just attack stats are just different, yeah. Maybe I should raise my block there. Alright, you're going to die before your turn rolls around, so it's fine. This is why I hate Death Wish. You can never get lower than normal, and character can never gain the Shaken status. However, there is a 5% chance to gain the Marked status at the beginning of the turn. For 3 turns, crit chances increased by 50%. Oh, thank God they didn't crit. Yeah, I should have heroic hit that one. It's fine. I'm gonna delay with you. Good news is, even if they have Death Wish, though, I can, I just moved I moved Declan to the wrong spot. I meant to move him there. Whoopsies. Oh, you missed. Yeah, it's fine, because I can roll you. Oh, I meant to attack. You can't possibly deal... Yeah, you can't deal enough damage to my, defender. There we go. Did not expect to actually win that encounter. That was a lie. I expected to win that encounter. The difficulty is the rest of this quest now, because I don't have supplies, meaning I cannot camp. Or I can camp, it's just that I lose 10% health and SP if I try. Ow. Hidden trap. The party find the remains of a camp that seems to have been hastily abandoned. Whoever put on the tent clearly had no time to break camp in an orderly fashion, and had to leave their belongings behind. Seeing as it was very unlikely for said person to return, the party pilfered through the remains. Most of the things the party recovered were things you'd expect of a traveler, but among the remains, there was one thing out of the ordinary. A book with notes written in a foreign language. Try to understand the contents of the notes. Curtis? After going through the notes, Curtis realized that the notes weren't written in a foreign language. The writer just used an old dialect, which is very hard to read for people of this generation. Luckily, Curtis was able to understand the... Is that a joke on cursive writing? Wait, is that just a joke on cursive writing? Oh my... I've had this event happen before. I just never picked up that was cursive writing. Luckily, Curtis was able to understand the writing, and it turned out that the owner of the book was an adventurer in himself. The notes were full of useful information and insights on the life of an adventurer, and the party learned a lot from it. For supplies, Curtis has gained Veteran's Knowledge. +5 accuracy, +2 crit, +2 dodge. Nice. Yeah, you have a base strength of 3. While Mia here, who has a base strength of 5. Nice. From class from equipment. Ooh, random bandits. Oh, please tell me this is the gay bandits one. That's gonna make no sense if you don't know the gay bandits. But I really hope this is the gay bandits. The party sighted a group of bandits who seemed to have returned from a successful robbery. They were carrying several bags of loot and seemed to be in high spirits. Right now, the adventurers haven't been spotted yet and have the perfect opportunity to ambush the bandits. The party decides to... Can I quickly... No. I was gonna use healing potions and then fight them. You know what, actually? I am going to attack them, because on the first turn I'm just gonna use the healing potions. This one is not the gay bandits. Shame. But it is, I think 2,000 gold if you can win this encounter. The party waited for an opportune time when the bandits were the most vulnerable. Then in an instant, they ambushed the dumbfounded bandits. Prepare for battle. Yeah. Okay, so my defenders aren't at risk of instantly dying, which is great. But I do want to get some healing off. Let me move Curtis up just a little, just a smidge. Again, heal, move up, just a smidge. Wait, I walked into the range of the crossbowman. Ah, crap. Okay. When did you lose? Oh. Sadist, right. I might have to actually run. Oh, I think this guy might be dead. Death resist? Ah, I didn't death resist. Darn it. Alright, yeah, we're gonna just run. Alright, that was an avoidable death. I shouldn't have gotten greedy. Literally, that was like, I was getting greedy for the gold. I should have sat down and rested before that encounter with the supplies we just got. Oh well, R.I.P. Declan. No, Curtis. I didn't even remember his name. Oh, he was frail, that's why. I thought he was taking a lot of damage there. I was like, huh, that's a weird amount of damage to be taking, but like, yeah, no, he had three endurance and was frail. I really should have kept into account how unlikely was for him to survive a hit. Oh well. I really hope that guy didn't have my last adventurer manual. I'm willing to go for a reroll, yeah. Ooh! 5% chance to get 2 willpower from that level up. Hell yeah. Like, I can't even send Mia on another mission without her being at the lowest possible mood level, meaning she would try and leave the guild. Unless I bought her a drink. Buying people a drink is like a 20 increase to mood. It's a really effective way to stop people from leaving the guild, is just buy them a drink. Yeah, there you go, there you go. There you go. Second wind could also be helpful. Both of these are really, really helpful things. Declan. Alright, what do we got? Oh wait, hang on. Ooh, finally we unlocked these. Yeah, because we talked to all the trainers. The 4 we have, which are... No, we haven't talked to the last one, but it's letting me talk to these guys anyway. These missions, I can assign an adventurer for each of these trainers to take as like basically a favored student, sort of. Which allows me to, each of them to gain a unique trait that goes same place that veteran knowledge would, and it's the same place as all the other traits. And these traits boost their stat growth and gives them some neat little benefits. Now I'm gonna see who you're not. I'm gonna look for a good tank. You're a better monk, I feel. Loves pain, glutton, and nimble. Again, another good monk. Alyssa could do it, but the death wish makes it scary. Oh well, you're resilient, and resilient is like one of the best traits for a tank, which is plus 20 physical resistance. Plus 1 strength, plus 5 physical resistance, plus 2 block, and strength and endurance growth. Alyssa, there you go. You only have 4 endurance. Ugh, that's not gonna go well. It's fine if this fails. It just kind of wastes time if it fails. Astrid goes hunting. This is accuracy, initiative, crit, and dexterity growth. You could really use some dexterity growth. Astrid has declared that she will go hunting the next few days and offered to take an adventurer along, saying that they might learn 1 or 2 things from the experience. However, she said that anyone you send to her should be able to keep up, should be capable, she said that anyone you send to her should be capable enough to keep up with her. After she retired from adventuring, hunting is one of the few things that she can enjoy now, and she won't let anyone jeopardize that. Good luck! Alright, you're finally awake after chugging 2 cans of not-so-healthy drinks to combat the insomnia of the past few days. That is a mood. I feel like I'm falling into one of those, like, insomnia cycles of just, like... not knowing what to do each day. Like, I can feel myself slipping into one of those cycles as well. Didn't I have a rogue somewhere in here that I wanted to be something other than a rogue? Or is that one of the rogues that I just let die? It was this rogue that I just let die. Whoopsies! Alright, I'm gonna pass 2 days. But yeah, I've been, like, just real bad loop of just constantly being tired for the last few days. It kind of, like, has a bit of an ebb and flow. And recently, it hasn't been as bad as it normally is. That moment when you look at the clock and try to sleep before midnight, and your body just goes, nah, you are more awake than ever now until 4 a.m. and you're going to like it. Oh. Oh, that has happened to me way too many times. Also, the reason why I sound so pained is because I just extended my knee, and I have a really bad left knee, and now I'm in excruciating pain. I have gotten second-degree burns, and it hurts slightly less. Or slightly less than those second-degree burns did. Oh, my knee. Okay, there we go. Today, Gideon asked Declan to spar with him, and Declan agreed. Oh, perfect. Oh, wait, it's this one! This is the loves, pain, and sadist interaction. After exchanging a few strikes with the training weapons, Declan realized that Gideon hardly put up any defense. On the contrary, it seemed like Gideon intentionally made it easy to hit him, and with every strike he gave out a little moan. Some people would be bothered by this, but Declan didn't care. Quite the opposite. He enjoyed how much of an easy target Gideon was. Declan exploited any openings he was given and did nothing to hold back. After a while, Gideon was laying on the ground completely beaten up, while Declan was standing next to him with some blood dripping from the training weapon. For some reason, both of them were smiling. Very uncomfortable. But hey, it's plus 25 mood. It's beaten senseless. We're gonna ignore that. Hello, Guildmaster. Hello? Is someone there? Whoa! Did you just appear out of nowhere? Who are you? I'm Rogue. I'm an instructor in the Adventurer Guild. I thought it was time we met. Ah, I see. Why didn't you look for me in the beginning? That's because I've been observing you for the last few days. What? I've also checked your background. Your name is Lapis, gender unknown. You've started adventuring at the age of 13 with the previous guildmaster, but have known each other for much longer. You adventured together for more than 10 years until you two went your separate ways. You continued to make your living as an adventurer for a couple more years, but never joined hands with other adventurers ever again. 3 years ago, you retired after a stray arrow hit you in the knee. Since then... Wait, I actually forgot about that line. I forgot the entire reason the Guildmaster isn't an adventurer anymore is because he was hit by an arrow in the knee. Since then, you've been living on the money you saved up, but it was barely enough to keep you afloat. Then, about 2 weeks ago, the letter of the previous Guildmaster arrived, and you came here as the new Guildmaster. That was pretty accurate. Now for the important question. Why? I'm sorry, Guildmaster, but I had to make sure that you were in no way affiliated with them. Them? Who are them? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. The mere knowledge of them is dangerous. Then how am I supposed to know if I'm affiliated with them? Does any of that have to do with why you're hiding your face? Is Rogue even your real name? All valid questions. I think it's better if we don't talk here. Come and meet me if you want to talk. Where did you find these people, Fran? Rogue's business. Rogue has told you that she will be out for a few days to do some business. She didn't get into any details, but she told you that she will need one of your adventurers to accompany her. She said that there might be some things to be learned from the adventurer, for the adventurer to accompany her, still not telling what exactly they were going to do. The only thing she added that it might be advantageous to have someone dexterous by her side. Partner in crime. Adventurer has accomplished Rogue on one of her businesses. Physical attack, crit, dodge, strength, and dexterity growth. Nice. This is actually a really good thing for a assassin of some kind, but unfortunately, could be good for Mia, honestly. As much as I hate how Mia is a pessimist. There's no way to get rid of that pessimism. Usually for most negative traits, like, Frail? I think Frail goes away off the time. Maybe. I know you can... There's like this magical potion that grants people eternal youth, and if you give it to someone who's scared of fire, it removes their scared of fire thing now. And also the burning scar on their face. They always have the Prince Zuko burning scar if they're scared of fire. Alright, I'm gonna pass another day. Woo! Assignment complete. Time off. Astrid goes hunting. Falcon gives private lessons. And you know what? We'll pass one more day. Get some new adventures in, and finally let these wounds heal. It's a new week! Alright, let's check here. Dang it. So did I lose my last adventure manual? No, I still have it, because Mia had it on her. Ooh! Eagle-eyed, organized, and rational. Not bad. Good intelligence. But honestly, eagle-eyed is such a good thing for a rogue, it's not even funny. Nimble, impatient, cowardly. Oh yeah, cowardly goes away after time. Catherine does not have your back. Good rogue, actually, now that I think about it. Not rogue, sorry, rogues require willpower. Good, monk. Because they also require willpower, but only to get the class. Strong, iron-skinned, arrogant. Normally I hate arrogant, mostly because everyone else in your guild hates the arrogant person. But iron skin and strong. Physical resistance, suffers more damage from arcane skills, but... This person is more arrogant than Mr. Hears the Voices of God. The short-sighted, clumsy idiot. Arrogant idiot who hears the voices of God. Yeah, I think Lisbeth here used to live with her father in a remote village. They weren't farmers. Her father used to be a soldier for a lord, but a crippling injury forced him into an early retirement. Since then, they both lived off the little compensation the father had received. Lisbeth's days were filled with taking care of her father, who couldn't do much with his injury. At the same time, the father gave Lisbeth the same soldier training he received, hoping that one day it might prove useful to her. So many years passed until tragedy strikes. One day, Lisbeth found her father drowned in a river. People say that the father went on a walk on his own. He probably had an accident and fell into the river, and with his failing body was unable to swim. Others, however, say that it wasn't an accident, and that the father committed suicide. That's dark. They say that it was the last act of a father who didn't want to wanted to be a burden to his child forever. God, that's dark. Humble, huge, strong. God, this person... Yeah, give that person a great sword. That humble, huge, strong person. What was their name? Odin. His name is Odin. Oh my god. Used to travel the world to spread his faith. Man, people... Odin would go around the world to tell you about Norse mythology. On his journey, Odin has helped a lot of people in need and fought against monsters to protect innocent people. Oh yeah, this is the same backstory as someone else has. Who was it? I know I changed their class. Was it Gideon? No. It wasn't Gideon. Wait, no, I think it was Whitlock. Yeah. Yeah, it was Whitlock. Whitlock is dead. Alright, who else do we got? Hot-blooded, clumsy, and bright, with a talent in endurance here. The little star here, it means the growth of the attribute is boosted by 30. Willpower and intelligence and endurance. None of those... I don't think there's a single class that uses all three of those skills. Those stats. Wisdom, endurance, and rational. Lazy, humble, rational. Very wise. Like, very, very wise. Base 5 wisdom. I think Priscilla here. How many Priscillas am I gonna get? Rel. Bright and a born leader. If the character is the leader of the party, increases chain attack chance by 10%. Needs the party leader upgrade, and the group that is on the quest has to be the party the character is leading. Oh, wait, you also have a talent in willpower? And you have 7 dex. Oh, wait, hang on. Weak. Although weak is another one of those skills that goes away over time. As, you know, they just kind of get into exercised. I crossed my left leg again, and that is exactly how I get into the excruciating pain in my left knee. I gotta not do that. Sit with proper posture. Jane is bright. Honestly, Jane, kind of tempting to have her along. Because, yeah, she is a knight, but there is actually a class that uses both strength and intelligence. I don't have access to it yet. I need to clear the first major story mission before that happens, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I can ignore Zachary. Okay, well, let me just... There we go. We got a lot more adventurers. Alright. Jane. I'm gonna keep you as this. I think you need 10 strength and intelligence. You, bright, born leader. Yeah, I think you're fine as this. Honestly, what I personally want is I probably want you to be a bard. I haven't unlocked bards yet. I need to finish the first... I need to, do enough quests to fill this bar until... And that's when I get, Oh, hang on, first let me talk to... Nora. That's what your name was. Hello. Oh, hello, Guildmaster. Your name was Nora, if I remember correctly. Yes, Guildmaster, that's right. I'm Priest Eden's acolyte. I support him with all his tasks. So, what are you doing out here? Seems like you're waiting for something. A message is supposed to arrive today for Priest Eden from the church. I'm waiting here for the courier to receive it. Really? That's what you're doing? I feel like Eden could do that himself. Of course not. He's a very busy man. These kinds of tasks are perfect for acolytes like me. But isn't this kind of task rather dull? It doesn't matter. I'm happy to help Priest Eden whenever I can. Well, isn't this adorable? I got a message here for the priest. Ah, thank you. I'll take it. Alright then. With this, my task is over. Goodbye. And we never saw him again. Oh, hello, Guildmaster. It's good to see you. Did you need something from me? Hello, Eden. No, I was just walking by, but Nora here has something for you. Nora? Priest Eden, I received a message for you. Here. I wasn't expecting a message for today. Nora, did you purposely not tell me about it so I couldn't receive it myself? What? No, Yes, I'm sorry. I thought I could do it for you. It's fine, I'll take it. Was there anything else, Nora? No, I'll excuse myself. Nora. Yes? You don't have to do this. I don't need your help. She looked like she was about to cry. Eden? Oh, I apologize, Guildmaster. It seems like I'm a little bit tired. I hope you don't mind if I excuse myself for today. Of course not. Thank you, Guildmaster. Alright. There's plot happening there. Alyssa... But you have base 3 dex. Okay, you can be a wizard, Alyssa. Alright, what did I accept you to be? I think like a monk or something, but for now I'll make you into a rogue. Alright. Catherine, go to being a rogue. Lisbeth. This is fine. Yeah, you have iron skin, that's nice. Get this man a greatsword. That is going to be like a total of like what, 135 strength bonus just at base. Off rip. Yeah, I think you can be a fine enough priest. Yeah. No strength or dex if you do that, but oh well, you don't need that. You, fine as a rogue. You're fine as a warrior. We're nearly all broke. Not for the first time. This guild is always broke. At every hour of the day. Chase... I think Chase, Jasper, Onella, and like... I think I'll put Clothid. Just send them all out on a mission somewhere. Rogue's Business... not you. Mia could be a good rogue to throw that on. Rel... Not you. I probably want to make you a bard. I'll find someone else for that. Alyssa. You do. Magica needs an assistant. Magica has asked for somebody to help her for a few days with her research on the ancient empire. Preferably someone intelligent enough to be able to understand what she's working on. It might even prove advantageous for the person helping her because there is much to learn from what she is doing. Time of meditation. Wisdom and willpower growth. Why not? Rogue's business. Strength, dexterity, crit, dodge, physical attack. Could also be good for a knight to take that mission. Help farmers. I'm just going to send these 3 out to do that. A few farmers have asked the guild for help with their fields, saying that they don't have enough hands. They can't offer much in return, but working on the fields could help the adventurers build up some core strength. More hit points and SP. Alright, I'm going to send these 4 out on a mission. The rest can just kind of heal their wounds. Alright, this place swarming with enemies. Just gonna get rid of all these wolf spleens. And that talisman. I could have used that. Oh well. Who's like the good one here? Alright, now I'm gonna quickly go make another mana potion. Okay, we actually have proper supplies for this mission. I could do with better equipment, but you know what? Actually, hang on. I'll take your daggers. And I can take your armor? There we go. Okay. So there is actually decent-ish units on this quest. You know, if I'm really struggling for money, I can do the, always... Okay, we're not doing elite encounters. No. As great as the rewards are, I don't have a party set up for it right now. I am just going to use Bravery to re-roll that one. Okay, none of these are elite encounters. Oh, there's 3 mushrooms here, 3 enemies. I think we can just cut a path. Especially if there's only 5 melee enemies in this encounter. Oh, I can take one more step forward. Let's knock him closer. Yeah, it's just these 2. This guy's not going to get a turn. This guy can't use his turn properly. I'm gonna push you this way, because now you're in range of Ornella. Now I could do this. It would leave that guy free to do... No, it wouldn't actually, because I can... Beyond limit. Shadow step back here. You can't pass through my space. And you live on 2 HP. But my mage gets to attack first. Haha! Alright, and you're gonna attack and raise your guard. Should be fine due to just the physical resistance, but... Oh, that wore off. I'm gonna reapply that. And out of SP. Actually just gonna let it go. Oh, 1 HP. Alright, Ornella. Got him. Alright. You... Ornella, you could use some of that, you could use some of that. Next encounter. Ooh, okay, there's these things. They restore mana. Terrain also leaves this spot rather open. I'm gonna do this just to kind of block them off from ever touching these special things, because this is gonna boost them by 40%. I'm gonna use Aegis next turn. Barely out of reach. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna interact with this to restore Jasper's mana. Take the physical resistance. We're just gonna be on limit. Go to here. Alright, this is gonna shoot someone. Yeah, the mage. That makes sense. Enemies love hitting your mages. They just go, ooh, squishy mage. I'm gonna go for that one. And then they realize, ooh, mage has terrible accuracy. God damn it. Normally I don't use ice magic because, like, it's just kind of weaker. Or, no, it's not weaker, but it has more, it varies more than fire magic, and, like, Earth Spike kind of just does more damage. Because of the knockback, it does more damage. Yeah, you got your physical resistance from Aegis. I'm gonna go right here to deal 32 damage in a single hit. Oh my goodness. And that was without sneak attack. This is why I like rogues. Alright. Now I'm gonna camp here. Have a hearty meal. Alright, now let's use some actually useful things. Polish armor, first of all. That gives a 30% physical resistance for 3 encounters. Hide in Shadows, which gives free hidden for the first 3 rounds of combat, unless I attack. And then I'm going to meditate with the last of my camp action points. You're pretty handy with those daggers. Where'd you learn to use them like that? My childhood wasn't the most peaceful. Maybe I'll tell you about it someday. Can't wait to hear it. Alright. You're free to just move up. Of course, I hate these monsters. All of these ones suck. Acid Spit does true damage, god damn it. They love doing just true damage, and Earth Spike. I will need to use Elemental Protection. Yeah, that has a 5-tile range. It's already in range of my mage. Thankfully, it's going for you. And not my mage. Raise the block. Use cover. Could toss a dagger. But rather, I think it's a bit of a waste of an attack, but... that heals you up to full. Yeah, those stacks of protected really help. You have an earth resistance. Well, you're getting ice magic. Ornella, eh. Use a health potion. Got it. But yeah, now you're gonna go for ahead and Earth Spike. Ow! I hate monsters with magic. Oh, monsters with magic hurt. Just kind of want to spook. There you go. Didn't I not give you an antidote to make you resistant to poison damage? Oh wait, hang on. You're weak to ice magic. Very weak to ice magic. Beyond limit twice. And that's why I love Beyond Limit. Oh, it lets me have multiple hits. Ooh, and that's the last mushroom I needed. Oh, it's the gay bandits! While wondering, the party suddenly heard two voices. It sounded like they were arguing. After locating the source of the sounds, the party found two men arguing loudly with each other. From what little they could catch, they were both bandits. They could see they were surrounded by what seems like stolen goods, probably acquired from their last robbery. Now, I could attack them, but I'm going to listen to their conversation. "What the hell were you thinking, Will?" shouted the first bandit. I have no idea what the big deal is, Eddie. We got this loot," replied the second bandit. How convenient that they used their names. "The big deal? The big deal?" shouted Eddie even louder. "We nearly died because you just rushed in there trying to get the loot. When the others died, we should have just run away." "And leave the loot behind? What kind of bandit are you? And besides, I knew that both of us could handle those monsters. The others were just caught off guard and a lot weaker than us," argued Will, seemingly unwilling to think that there was any fault to his behavior. "You didn't know that? I could have died out there. You could have died out there," Eddie yelled yet again. "Why are you acting like you're my mother? Just let it go, man," said Will. He started to sound frustrated. Keep on listening. I have to act like your mother because you have shit for brains," Eddie yelled. As if someone with an ugly mug like yours could be my mother," Will yelled back. "Oh, sorry for having an ugly mug," Eddie threw back sarcastically. "We can't all have a handsome face like yours." You think I'm handsome?" Will asked, surprised. It seems like he lost all his previous fervor. Eddie turned red, probably realizing what he's just said. Of course." Eddie started to stutter. "I mean, everyone thinks that. You, with your lush golden hair, your deep green eyes, your full lips." What is happening here, the party thought. For some reason, the bandits' conversation has started to take a turn in a direction they didn't quite expect. They're already in too deep. Keep listening. This is clearly a situation they shouldn't be listening to. Leave now. Nah, keep listening. There was an awkward silence between the two bandits that even the party could feel. It seemed like Eddie had turned quite quiet after he listed all of the handsome features of Will. He was seemingly unable to look Will in the eyes, who himself started to stare at something else. The party were curious about how Will would react now after hearing that. To what felt like an eternity, Will started to speak again. You know, I didn't really mean it when I said you were ugly." No, you don't have to lie for my sake. I know I'm ugly. I resemble more a gorilla than a human," Eddie denied, still unable to look Will in the eyes. "That's not true," Will shouted with a ferocity that seemed to even surprise Eddie. "I actually like how manly you look. It's..." Will turned silent, unable to end the sentence. "It's mutual," the party thought. "You know, we don't have to return back to the camp," Eddie said. "We have enough loot here to start a new life, and I really never liked any of the others, except for you." "You mean run away together?" Will asked hopefully. Only if you're fine with me," Eddie answered. "Eddie, Will. Alright, now's the time to step in. Alright, now is the time to step out." It was time to leave now, before the party witnessed something they shouldn't. The party made a hasty retreat. Quest cleared! And I immediately encountered goblins. Yeah, we're just gonna run away from that. I'm looking for... There it is, the second encounter on this map. Oh, but it's guarded by bandits. Can I, like, lure you away? Oh, but there's monsters right there. God, why are there so many encounters? Probably because the place is swarming with enemies. Ah! I discovered that trap! tried to persuade them to turn back. Jasper told them that they will probably die before they could ever lay their eyes on the treasure. He counted all the ways they could perish in this place, giving a horrifying detailed description for each of them. At the end, the villagers became visibly pale and decided that they changed their mind and will go home. That's probably for the best, Jasper replied. Free SP and BP. Anyway, let's go. Another day, another quest complete for the Adventurers Guild. Hell yeah. Lapis, Viola. As unbelievable as it might seem, the guild seems to have improved their reputation a bit since you've taken over. Now that we have the necessary funds, there will be a need to invest in those funds into improving the guild. Sounds reasonable, and therefore slightly uncharacteristic of you. Did you have anything specific in mind? I'll send you some drafts. I think some of the others also had their own ideas. Proposals! Many of the proposals require you to spend time or gold, or even both. Certain proposals will only be available to you when you reach a high enough reputation. But now, I can spend party size. I can now bring 5 adventurers on one quest. Thank God. Alright. Strength, endurance, willpower. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk the strength and endurance. Or strength and willpower on 20% chances. Yeah. Wow, we got a rare strength bonus. That's cool. Ooh, if I get 2 intelligence on the next level up, I can get a high mage. At just level 4. And for the last one... Ooh, 2 wisdom. Nice. Oh, wow, you got 2 levels from that. Huh. I'm gonna re-roll. All I got was a 75% chance, and I got the exact same stat growth, but that's fine. God damn, this person has so much willpower. The hell are they, a Green Lantern? But now that they're level 4, this means I am now a bronze rank adventurer instead of a copper rank. This means that their plus 50 mood bonus that all adventurers have is now a plus 40 mood bonus, as they're still new and should not expect too much, but, you know. They're a lot more than I know nothing and I expect nothing. I know a little bit. That base mood bonus goes down the more they level up, meaning the higher level adventurers require that you have things like this Better Rooms proposal, which stops you from having like max rank adventurers right at the start of the game, because you can't get these proposals unless you progress with the story. But improved healing, divine wrath. Yeah, not having improved healing to stop bleeding was a really annoying thing. That definitely got a couple people killed. But it's fine, and I'm out of money again. God. I just got more money. Oh, hey, it's Alyssa. And then we got attacked. They just started to kill everybody. We tried to run away. I ran with all my might. I heard my family screaming, but I was too afraid to look back. And when I finally stopped, I was the only one left, and oh gods, they're all dead. Could you bring her to one of the guest rooms? I think she needs some rest and some time to grieve. Of course. Did something happen? Oh, did something happen? Oh, Guildmaster, you saw that, didn't you? Some adventurers found the poor girl completely battered and bruised outside the guild, lying half dead on the ground. She told us that she's the daughter of a merchant and that she and her family were part of a caravan that tragically got attacked by bandits. She managed to flee, but the rest of her family wasn't so lucky. That is quite tragic. Lately, we get more and more stories about bandits attacking people. It's like there are no safe roads anymore. Even more disturbing is the fact that they also started abducting people. The strange thing is that they never asked for ransom, and nobody knows what happened to them. That's rather worrisome. I wonder if this is going to have an impact on us. I hate to ask, but what do you think we do with about the girl from before? I don't think she has anywhere else to go. I'll talk with Eden later. Maybe the Church of Ganenta? Oh, it could be Ganenta. Ganenta will take her in and take care of her. Thank you, Guildmaster. I hope life will treat her kinder from now on. Let's hope so. Alright, talk to Eden. I also gotta remember to talk to NPCs. Like, Eden, how long have you been part of the Adventurers Guild now? I'd say about 8 years. Why'd you join? Because I believe in the good the Adventurers Guild can do. What a strange thing to say about adventurers. I used to feel the same, but I still remember the day the former guildmaster came to us and asked for our help. Adventurers never had a good reputation in the church. They're only known as people who do anything for money, and sometimes were as big a problem as bandits and monsters. The former guildmaster seemed different. He told us about his adventurer guild, how he wanted it to be something that could help people. He believed that the guild could provide help to the common people in a time where more and more people resort to banditry and monsters roam unhindered into human territory. He also believed that the guild could also provide a chance for adventurers to be more than what they were currently known for. Honestly, to us, it sounded more like he wanted to create a guild for heroes. It sounded so unbelievable, and many at the time had their doubts, but not me. I don't know what it was, but what he said resonated with me that day, and I volunteered to join the Adventurer Guild as representative. Unfortunately, not many of my brothers and sisters followed me. They doubt that a guild of adventurers could ever do any good. Seeing the state of the current guild, maybe the doubters were right. I disagree, Guildmaster. Maybe the guild has declined, but remember that before that it has done what it has promised to do. In these 8 years, I have seen adventurers do more good and protect more lives than anyone would have expected from them. How else can I help you? Bandits. You heard the rise in banditry? I did. More often than not, some travelers who arrived at the guild injured by bandit attacks have been brought to us. It's rather worrisome how seemingly common being attacked by bandits has become. I am crossing my left leg again. I cannot do that. I hope we are just experiencing an unusual situation and things will eventually go back to normal. Although in normal times there were still a lot of banditry. A rather sad thought, isn't it? How else can I help? No, merchant's daughter. Eden, there's something I need to talk to you about. I'm here to listen, Guildmaster. After a short explanation. What happened to the girl is a tragedy, losing one's family. That's why I wanted to know if there was anything... that's why I wanted to know if there's anything you can do for her, or specifically what the Church of Ganenta can do for her. I heard that they more often than not help people who lost their livelihoods or families. Now, it's certainly true. Ganenta has taught us that we have to offer a helping hand to those in need. If she wishes so, we can take her in and help her start a new life, somewhere peaceful. I see, that's good to know. I should talk to the merchant's daughter about this. She should still be in the tavern. How else can I help you? Nora. So about your acolyte Nora. What about her? I was just wondering what kind of relationship you two have. It seemed like she really holds you in high regard. She is my acolyte in name only. Nothing more, nothing less. Position I didn't want her to have in the first place. Then why let her become your acolyte? I didn't have the heart to refuse her. What do you mean, Guildmaster? Please, could you let it rest? I do not want to talk about it. I understand. I won't pry any further. Thank you, Guildmaster. How else can I help? That's all. Alright. Talk to Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. Wow, your portrait's there in a weird way. It's almost like your portrait is intended for a different screen. Maybe like an adventurer. Wow, crazy. Is everything alright? Yeah, that was a stupid question. My name is Lapis. I'm the Guildmaster here. What is your name? Alyssa. Alyssa, do you still have a family? No. They were everything I have. My father, my mother, and my older brother, all gone. I talked with a priest from the Church of Ganenta. If you have nowhere else to go, then they would be able to take you in. You would leave your old life behind and start a new life, and with time, the pain will become a faint memory. Is that alright with you? I don't know. She's probably too numb from everything that has happened to make a decision. Tell her to take her time. Then take your time. It's not like you have to make a decision now. Just think about it. Maybe you'll find a better path on your own. You can stay as long as you want until you've made a decision. Thank you. I'll leave you alone. Wait for Alyssa to make a decision. After the next story mission is a success, Alyssa will ask to join the guild. And when she does, she is one of the smartest characters in the entire game. It is stupidly easy for her to get like 1,000,000 intelligence. She has such stupidly ridiculous intelligence growth that she gets like 1,000,000 in like 2 quests. Not actually, but still. Alright. How long have we been going for? We've been going for 3 hours. I think we'll do one more quest, but I'm gonna do a quest in a very unconventional and silly way. We're gonna do this one because it gives us a lot of materials. Now. See this guy, Odin? We're gonna take him along on this quest. And the people we're bringing with Odin is we're not gonna bring anyone. It's just going to be Odin. Odin is going to solo this entire mission, and you might think this is stupid. Like, why would we just bring one unit with absolutely nothing? He's just gonna die in enemy encounters, right? Well, we're not going to encounter enemies, we're gonna run, and we're just gonna do the quest. And you'll see why as soon as I finish. So, let's just run around, grab every item we can see. Yeah. Run away, little bandit. Alright, so the quest is complete. I'm gonna look around for the events on the map, though. As long as I don't get cornered. Oh, my... Okay, I know I said if I don't get cornered, I won't encounter anything. I'm gonna encounter these guys. Use this turn to run. Escape failed. Escape failed. Uh-oh. Alright, come on, just beat him on initiative, Odin. Odin, come on! I have never had this happen to me. There we go, finally. Oh, I was actually getting worried there. Alright, so we're gonna lure all these guys down. Make sure that they can't do things. On the way, the party stumbles upon a great number of footprints indicating a chase. From what they can tell, someone was trying to run away from direwolves. A lot of direwolves. It might be possible to track them down and try to help whoever was being chased if they were still alive. But considering the amount of footprints the wolves had left behind, the party could put themselves in danger with that choice. Wouldn't be an easy fight. Gonna ignore the footprints. Leave whoever was running for his life to their fate. There was no guarantee anyway that they would still be alive when they arrived. Perhaps they were already dead. There was also the possibility that it was a bandit or some other kind of person who had it coming. So the party continued on the way, thinking of any excuse they could. Yeah, I would, but I only have one adventurer, so... This is the event I really wanted! On their way, the party started to hear a voice calling out for them. In the distance, looking out for the source of the voice, the party spotted something strange. A sword buried into a stone. Greetings, travelers! Would you be so kind to help someone in need? The party tried to locate the owner of the voice, but from what they could tell, there was no one around. There was just them and... The party immediately turned their heads to the sword and the stone. Yes, that's right, it is! It is I who has been speaking to you. And as outlandish as it might sound, I am an articulate sword. Ferdinand is the name, or at least that's what I like to believe my name is. Somewhat overwhelmed by the situation, the party had no idea how to react and were at a loss for words. Contrary to them, the talking sword started to speak like it hadn't had a decent conversation in ages. You see, my friends, I hope you don't mind if I call you friends, I'm in a very particular situation. Life as a sentient sword is already something I cannot recommend, but I cannot stress how much worse it is being stuck in a dumb stone far away from any decent conversation partner. So if you don't mind, would you be so kind to free me from this god's forsaken rock? If you do, I'd be happy to be a part of your entourage. Pull the sword out of the stone. Odin rubs his hand and puts his hands on the handle. Odin couldn't tell that Ferdinand was stuck very deep in the stone. Anyone weaker than him would have a hard time getting the sword out of the stone, but not Odin. Odin pulled with all his might. The rock tried to resist, holding its prisoner as tight as it could, but with every pull, Ferdinand got a little bit looser. Till eventually, with one final pull, Odin managed to pull the sword out of the stone. Okay, so going over everything Odin is, he is a strong, huge, humble person who spreads the word of his faith. He's got the name of a god, and now he's pulled the sword out of a stone. This guy is probably going to become the next king. Until eventually, with one final pull, Odin managed to pull the sword out of the stone. Well done. I knew from the moment I saw you that you would be my saviors. As promised, I will follow you until the end of times, Ferdinand proclaimed happily. Now, who amongst you is going to wield me? The party looked at each other. Good question, indeed. The following items have been gained. Ferdinand the Talking Sword. This sword is an insanely powerful weapon and is basically the best greatsword in the entire game. It is the best weapon in the entire game, and, as we will see soon, it is upgradable to be an even better weapon. Also, the reason why I set only one mission is you see this 1,920 experience. That's a lot of experience if you've been paying attention. And the reason is because it's spread out evenly among every party member. When you only have one party member, that's about 2 or 3 levels. That's now a level 3 adventurer, Odin. And all it took was one quest to make him literally tied for the highest level in the entire guild. Oh no, wait, there's level 4 in here. Never mind. Come on. Nice. Odin is halfway to level 4. He is now the second most experienced unit in this entire guild. Off of just one quest. Unsafe roads. Oh, god damn it. With the recent rise of banditry, even the roads towards the Adventurer Guild have become far too risky to travel. Less and less travelers reach the guild, leaving the guild with less options to hire new hands. Yeah, Zachary here is like the only guy who's... Oh wait, no. Reduces the amount of new recruitable adventurers in the tavern. Until I get rid of it through doing this assignment. Yeah, honestly, let's just throw you guys on. There you go. Time of meditation. Unfortunately, it seems Priscilla wasn't able to let go of her worldly desires and has stopped following the religious observance midway through. Although Alyssa did the research assistant thing. But yeah, this is Ferdinand. He's a +7 physical attack greatsword. You can upgrade him to a +10, +20 physical penetration, +10% accuracy. Greatsword. A fine greatsword is +6. This is base Ferdinand. It's better than any weapon I can get right now. And an upgraded Ferdinand is insane. And he's not even at his full power. Eventually, he gets some of the most overpowered skills in the game. Oh my. It looks like Barrett was sharpening the talking sword. Did that hurt? Interesting. Does that mean the sword has a sense of touch? My apologies, Smith. It was an involuntary action. I got a little squeamish because it was my first time. At least I think it is. But you do not need to worry, Master Smith. That was just a response to a visual cue. I can, in fact, not feel anything by touch. You could rub my blade and I would feel nothing. How about it? Give it a try. I assure you that you won't get a reaction out of me. No. Why the reservation? I assure you that I will feel nothing. Master Smith, you do not need to be afraid of hurting me. Pretty sure that he has other reasons why he wouldn't want to do that. My lady? My apologies. I was under the impression that your challenge to state your statement would also extend to anyone else in this room. No, of course. I was just surprised that a lady would touch my blade. Okay. Sorry, the innuendos. The talking sword seems to identify as a male, also shows signs of carnal desires in spite of being an object, also very likely ticklish, despite claiming otherwise. Are those notes about me? I beg you not to write that down. I'm not a degenerate. Hello, Guildmaster. Hello, Barrett. I see you have your hands full. Oh, greetings. You must be the Guildmaster I've heard so much about. I'm Ferdinand, and it might be hard to believe, but I'm a talking sword. Yeah, I read the reports. I see you seem to be interested in the sword. Does that mean it in some way is related to the Ancient Empire? That was my initial hope. After all, many wondrous items we have found today have been produced by the craftsmen of the Ancient Empire. Unfortunately, to my disappointment, the sword seems to be too relatively new for it to be that case. Nevertheless, it still proved to be an interesting subject to study in my spare time. That statement doesn't exactly boost my self-confidence, my lady. So why is it here? One of the adventurers wanted to know if it was possible to improve it. Despite it being a talking sword, they said it seems unimpressive. And with that, my self-confidence just took another hit, Master Smith. And is it impossible to improve it? It is. It is, with the right materials. I'll see if I can provide you with the materials if possible. Given that you are already working on the item, Barrett, it may be worthwhile to consider fully smelting it down and utilize the materials to craft a new weapon. I'm interested to see if it retains its personality after such a transformation. My lady, I officially declare that I'm afraid of you and beg the others to get me as far away from you as possible. The talking sword. When you get this thing to its second most powerful state, it will give you a quest, and that quest is the super boss of the game, Vorthax the Terror. So you must upgrade this quest if you want to fight the super boss. But I think I'm going to quit to the main menu because I think that is a good time to end the stream. We've been 3.5 hours in. This was mostly a this was mostly a stream of a lot of like cutscenes and stuff. And the few moments I did put in of gameplay, it did not look like I have 250 hours of playtime. I can assure you that. I was not. I don't know. Look, streaming is okay. Stop trying to do that. Anyway, sorry about that, bots. Anyway, yeah. I know that maybe the early game isn't like the best showing for why I like this game. Trust me, this game goes from like an okay, alright-ish sort of tactics RPG. But in the late game, this is probably one of my most favorite things to play. Like, it is genuinely a really satisfying thing. Again, there's a reason why I have 250 hours of playtime. Or 244.9 hours of playtime if you want to get pedantic, but I love this game a lot. But anyway, as I said before, it's been about 3.5 hours. I have editing videos to do. I still gotta get on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on Regular Attacks Only Part 2. And then next time, I can either go back to playing Explorers of Alpha, but I think I'm gonna play this game once more before going back to Explorers of Alpha. Just real quickly. As I said, this game is mostly just kind of to reset my streamer brain. Get me, like, talking about something else so I can rebuild, like, the stockpile of talking points for a stream of Explorers of Alpha, because, you know, instead of just standing very quiet at a lot of points in those streams. Because, like, you know, I don't have much to talk about. But, anyway, without further ado, I have been Lapis, and good night. Oh, God, I screwed up my outro. Thank you all so much for watching. Get some good sleep.